them to a higher level, it's really rewarding. Ultimately, it's not a question of if any accident's ever going to happen if you're doing a lot of mountain guiding, but it's when. The knowledge that we have a really strong partner in our insurance company is essential. I'm helping my clients achieve great things in the mountains, achieve their goals in the mountains, and that's what XINSURANCE does for me. They were there for us when we needed them. They're providing an opportunity for us to go out and guide mountain climbing and backcountry skiing in the beautiful Wasatch Range, and that's something that I wouldn't feel comfortable at all doing without a great insurance company behind us. I know that I can trust them and I can go forward with confidence.
When you're up there and you're up that high, you know, you're just floating. I don't know what a bird feels like, but I think it should be pretty close to that. We're Miami Beach Ocean Water Sports. We're a parasailing company. We've been here for the last 5 years. We really have a great time here operating. There's a lot of regulation and changes to the industry itself. Your insurance is really your first gateway to information. They're the people that cover you, the people that make sure that you're following the rules and you're protected. XINSURANCE, the guys are great, they help me out. They really call me every year to see any new regulation that I need to be under, if I need any help. So, I mean, the experience that I have with them has been fantastic. They're always there, and they're always actually reaching out to me. It's a good relationship. I wouldn't even want to try anything else.
How'd you do?
We took the checkered.
How was it?
It was a great feeling because we only started running this boat. First time we ever drove it was Tuesday. So we had a breakout on Wednesday, finishing second. We had a clean second on Friday, and today we got the checkered. So we can't be too unhappy with the results here in Key West. Another great event, and we look forward to the next season.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Family first. That's just the way I look at it. And the family, my friends and employees are the ones that helped me get to what we are today. We are first responder, emergency roadside, incident, major incidents, recovery incidents with the Highway Patrol, Department of Transportation, and our family and employees goes into a risk every day. There's no way that we can run a towing company without insurance. What I look for an insurance company is a company that can be partners with me and support when the unfortunate happens. Unfortunately, I did have a small incident last year. XINSURANCE got involved step by step, helped me how to get to it, pay the losses, make sure that I was secure, make sure that our equipment was correct, make sure that I was where I needed to be to go back to work. I didn't have to worry about nothing in my business because my insurance was handling the loss and it was right on top of the money. I can continue to worry about my business, worry about my staff, my family, and let the insurance do what they do best. As long as I stay in business, we will need insurance company.
We started our business from the ground up. We started it with a pickup truck and trailer, and to this day we run almost 40 trucks every day with over 50 employees.
We are a family-run business, meaning the key people that run our company, and we try to take care of their families as well as they take care of ours. Relationships are one of the most important things that we have in our business.
Our relationships with vendors, such as XINSURANCE, has been really proven to help us along the way to continue our growth and continue to succeed in business.
Well, insurance is the most important component to our industry because of the fact that we are so labor intense and equipment heavy. There's a lot of opportunities for things to happen.
As we grew our business, our truck insurance costs kept rising and rising. And what happened to us was we had a series of accidents, some self-inflicted, some of them by just vehicles on the street running into us. And with that combination, we ended up getting dropped by our insurance company. And so we're out there in the market. Nobody would write us except for XINSURANCE. We managed to keep our doors open, and we came up with a heck of a safety program with them.
And as we continue to grow and continue to do all these different safety programs and safety training classes, we've noticed that not just our drivers are safer, but our overall productivity has improved.
We knew that we could do better in our business, and a lot of our business problems were growing pains, and they were willing to take the time to learn our business with us and to listen to us. And we're very fortunate that XINSURANCE came through and give us the chance and willing to take the risk.
Without XINSURANCE, we probably wouldn't be here today.
You guys made sure.
deal. You guys are in first place points position leading into today's race for Super Cat. What are you guys thinking going in?
Well, I mean, conditions have changed a lot since earlier in the week. The course is flattened out, winds died down. When we go out in our race, we're going to be basically sitting on the tides aren't going to be moving at all right now. So it's going to be, I'd say it's going to be pretty quick out there. It seems today that the course is running about 5 seconds faster than it has all week. Wednesday was the fastest day, and the course has definitely picked up. So we're just going to go out there and try to, keep the boat happy and get through the race and not do anything stupid.
Now, you're a numbers man, so I know you know exactly where you need to finish to take home the World Championship. Where do you guys need to finish today to get that?
I think as long as we run third or fourth, we're good. Just depending on who are to win, but yeah, we feel pretty good about where we're at. We just need to keep it together and finish it out.
Good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls let it tell me I'm awesome.
My name's Elias Garcia. Me and my team designed the 2025 liveries for the Pro Class 1 boats for XINSURANCE. Where we got inspiration is from Ken Block and his liveries. We wanted to show tribute to him with us all living in Utah. So we took a lot of what his creation was and brought it to what we have today. With our 2 wraps and our 2 boats, we created something very spectacular that we don't think's ever been seen before on the race course.
Elias did such an amazing job with the design and the wraps. You know, we got semis everywhere, staggered trailers. I don't know if you've heard the speakers on this thing, but it's going to be the showstopper.
Love the new look. It's awesome. It's cool to change it up every couple years too. So this fits right into my style.
Elias did a phenomenal job of tying it all together.
I really don't like them.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. Success ain't no given, some days I don't hit, I don't slay. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous, down, wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank, I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze, the roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag, I know this because I've been in it, I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math, I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem, I ain't perfect, let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous, cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and woo. Watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead. Woo. Watch out, set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare to my line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get.
So this is the business end of these awesome machines. 2200 horsepower, you can have multiple different setups. We choose the Mercury 6 static drive. They do not move because we have a rudder. This is how you steer the boat. This is basically our rudder. This is made by Latham and it's a full system. There's actuator arms on the left and right, it's hydraulic steering. So as you steer the boat to the right, the rudder moves to the right, steer to the left, the rudder moves to the left. Pretty simple, but a lot of technology goes into just making this big hunk of metal. It's been shaved, tuned, and it's very, very sharp. The height of this rudder, depending upon the running surface of the boat, the height will determine how much bite we actually have when we go in with our prop selection. So if we needed to drag and dig a little bit, we'll drop it down. If we got some smooth water, we can bring it up and actually make it run a little bit faster. Most boats are built with skin coat, which is a chop strand mat. You start with your gel coat, then you go into a skin coat, usually 1.5 ounces. Could have more, could have less as far as your chop strand mat. Then you put carbon in behind that, and then you add in your structural laminates, which can be wood, composites, Kusa, whatever the builder wants to do. This one is carbon fiber with wood, carbon fiber in between each layer of wood, and then up to 26 to 40 ounces of carbon on the inside. That follows through all the way through the engine bay, tied in with stringers and bulkheads. Stringers run the length of the boat, bulkheads run perpendicular left and right to the boat. The bulkhead gives you separation and strength throughout the boat so that it can flex but not too much. Stringers are what keeps the boat straight and strong on the water. So you have a linear strength and you have a width that all adds into the structure of the boat.
There's a lot of strategy with the fuel. You can run a little heavier weight. When we do that, we need to know exactly how much is in it, so we do it with 5-gallon jugs at a time. That'll allow us to keep the weight at the CG of the boat, which is the center of gravity. With fuel added, it'll keep the boat a little bit more stable in rougher water, or in a flat water race, we could stretch it to the limit and keep the fuel light, meaning that it's going to be a very close call when we come back in if we're going to run out of fuel or not, and that'll allow us in a flatter water race to carry less weight, which ultimately creates speed because we can go faster because we're not carrying weight.
Stock class, so we run a factory Mercury 500R. We run factory Mercury propellers, just like you would put on a pleasure boat, and our hull has to be factory produced. You have to be able to buy this hull in a pleasure boat or stock format. It's our 39 MTI hull, same as our pleasure boat. You're able to actually run these boats in the races, and you could also take it poker running. They have 3 seats you could add in the back. We can just basically insert the seat sections, and you can go pleasure boating for the weekend if you like. Pull it all out and go to the races, pass tech, pass safety, and get out here and go compete.
Yeah, so the Pro Class 1 is different from our Super Cat in being that this is a Victory hull. This is a 45-foot boat with it's 12.5-foot beam, it's 12.5 wide. It's got a 72-inch tunnel versus a 66 on the Super Cat. So the Class 1 boats have a bigger tunnel, longer running surface, and they're wider boated. This boat for propulsion is on BPM drives, which is a shaft drive. The number 6 drive is steerable versus this boat having a rudder on it. It's a different setup, and in our class, in Class 1, you've got boats that run on a number 6 setup. We've got XINSURANCE North who runs a 6 that's locked with a rudder, so they cut the skegs off, rudder steers the boat. So we've got a multitude of combinations in this class that we're allowed to run.
So this is our 388 Skater, Dirty Money Racing. It runs in Super Cat class. The Super Cat class has 510 cubic inch naturally aspirated motors that everybody has to follow a big set of rules: cam lift, cubic inch, compression. Boats are between 36 and 40 feet long. They run upwards of 140 miles an hour, and they're the ones that are making all the noise on the course. Showstopper.
What's going on, everybody? It's Redbeard here, and we're at Key West 2025 Offshore Powerboat Racing World Championship. Come check this out.
You ready for the Key West races or what?
Man, biggest race of the year.
Key West is totally different than any other race. There's no place like it on earth. It's the end-all be-all in offshore racing.
into today's race?
We're leading points today. We had to do a lot of work on the boat Saturday after Friday's race, so we're hoping everything will be good. Just stay on top.
Where are you guys at points-wise?
I think we're about 20-something points in the lead.
In the lead. So going in today, you really want to get first, maybe second, third place might kind of still get you up there for world champion, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, I think if we get fourth and DeFalco gets third, we win by a point.
Really? So it's a tight race. Good luck today, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. How was that?
This is an arcade. This is a spectacle out here.
Well, remember I said a circus?
Yes.
we got a 3-ring circus going on here for sure.
You really do.
So it's just festive. You know, you go down towards the other end with the Navy League and Coast Guard and all that have stuff set up, and then at the other end with our VIP, you know, it's just. You know, I look at the video here on the screen right now, and it's just, the seawall is packed with people. Yep. You know, that's down there where the breakwaters are, and that's it's full of people.
It's full everywhere you look. But I mean, the atmosphere is so festive out here on the mall. Plenty to eat, plenty to drink. Still time for you to get on down here and join us if you're looking for the best spot to watch the races. All right, so we've got the 4 races here today, and then this evening are the award ceremony. And you guys changed this up a few years ago. What are the other great changes you made that the fans can all be part of the award ceremony? And those award ceremonies will take place at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater.
Correct. Yeah, that starts at, I believe, 7 o'clock tonight. You know, we've got to get time for the scorekeepers and all that to go through all the results and all any breakouts from the early breakouts or penalties or you know, there's a 1,000 things they got to do in order to get a complete race. So you know, helicopters are running around now. They're cleared the course, and I think we're going to be starting here any minute.
Right. And one last thing, question: will the champagne be flowing over there tonight?
Absolutely, and it's chilling right now.
And then when this is all over, Larry will be on ice when this is done.
With my bottle of champagne laying in a tub of ice.
Larry Blyle, always great to catch up with you, my friend. What a week we have had, and the anticipation, and we are salivating to get the second half of the day underway. Thanks, my man.
Thank you very much, Rick.
The one and only Larry Blyle, president of Race World Offshore. We'll take another break. We're
going to keep it right.
Oh, you want to keep it here now?
We're going to keep it right here.
Okay.
Thank you, Larry and Rick, and we're going to continue on because they have pushed these boats out, and we're about ready to get started in our second half of racing. Factory stock are out to race here to start the afternoon. 8 laps on the day. They've already come out of the milling area. Eric Colby rejoins me from speedonthewater.com. Todd Swafford here back with you on the Race World Offshore live stream at Facebook and YouTube, being produced by XINSURANCE Sports. You can watch on their Center. Scott Porte's legacy and innovation continues to shape the future of marine engineering. At PorteProducts.com, we build performance into everything. Eric Colby, let's get today's starting grid of Factory Stock 500.
All right, in lane 1, Willie Cabeza, Throttleman, Grant Bruggeman, GC Racing. Lane 2, Sayles MF, Chad Rudisil is the owner-driver, Rusty Williams on the throttles. Lane 3, Jackhammer, Reese Langheim, Julian Maldonado throttling. Podium, Joe Spaloric, Garrett Coonrod. Lake Wiley Racing, lane 5, Alan Al, the 38 Doug Wright, Robert Lopiano, Alfred Amato. Lane 6, Heritage Canados, last year's defending champion, having a tough time this year. Urban Grant on the wheel, Michelle Carcenti on the throttles. Good Boy Vodka, Go GPS. Christian McCauley's the driver. Rob Lockyer is on the throttles. And lane 8, Montlick Injury Attorneys, Logan Adon and Throttlman Giovanni Carpatelli. And I talked to Logan after the race on Friday, and on Friday they had what he called a hard guardian, which meant even turning off the motors, the power couldn't reset it. So there was something else going on there. But on Wednesday, they had one of the cables that holds the cowling in place come loose and wrap around either the supercharger or the supercharger belt, which is just the weirdest thing that I've heard happening with one of those 500s or 450s. So some tough luck for them this year, but glad to see they're still going to be out, and I'm sure there is some intelligence gathering going on for Giovanni for the Pro Class 1 race later today.
Yeah, the two teams that were at the top of the podium last year struggling here in Key West, including the reigning world champ Heritage Canados with Michel Carcente. He's looking to next year already, and he's building in Italy a brand new 40-foot catamaran. We'll find out more details about that. Want to stay close to him, who has been racing here in the United States for decades. He used to race with the factory, I believe, 2 teams. Was a fountain racer for a long time.
Yachts International.
The Yachts International team, and he's raced in XCAT as well.
He raced with Michael Siebold, so we would like to send condolences to the Siebold family on the passing of one of the greatest powerboat racers of all time, Billy Siebold, recently. But yeah, today this should be Joey. What's the points looking like?
It's really at this point, for anybody outside of Say Less or GC Racing to go to the top of the podium, those two teams have to finish 4th or lower. If those two teams, GC Racing or Say Less, are in the top 3, they're on the podium for the individual today, those two teams will be, one of those two teams will be your world champions.
Okay, we're lining up. We got yellow flags, so they're getting them ready to go.
Factory stock. They're equipped with the 500R Mercury Racing supercharged engine from the 300R block that races in super stock. These, of course, supercharged, and teams can use existing 450 gear cases or the 500R gear cases. Many or most are using the 450 gear case, and eventually when they get to the 500 gear cases, and Jackhammer does use them, it's got a better water pickup, bigger skeg, less propellers to fit the shaft for most of these teams who don't want to reinvest in bunch of propellers this year. Some people prefer the 450, think it's quicker. RPM limit at 6,800 RPM, and these are wide cats from the factory, unchanged, 35 to 40 feet with a 72-inch tunnel, wider than super cats. They come out of the water weighing 6,750 pounds, and they can deploy the use of a tunnel tab with a weight penalty.
Yeah, Jackhammer, Julian Maldonado, told me the other day that they actually went backwards. They started with the 500 gear cases.
Did they?
And then at Clearwater, they decided to try the 450 gear cases. And then on Wednesday, they broke their best set of props, so they bought a pair of props from Heritage. And they were a little too big, but that's basically what they've got to run with today.
Yeah, Michel Carcente told me he preferred the 450 gear case and had stayed with it this year. All right, our factory stock boats are up, and we're ready to race.
A taller wheel could help in these conditions because it is calm for these 38 and 39-foot boats.
Super flat, but remember now at about 1 o'clock today, 1:20, the tide will start going out. These boats will get the benefit of pretty much of a slack tide or the very end of the tide coming in.
That was a great start there. They were lined. That's probably one of the nicest starts we've seen all week.
Clean.
Like that was
and the
clean
rookies are out front. Look at the Lake Wiley boat.
And the race is on in factory stock. Here
Yeah,
for the 44th
cool.
annual Key West World Championships.
And there goes Jackhammer. Maybe those tall wheels are what they want for today.
What a start there. That was pretty.
8 laps on the day, a 4.48-mile course off the harbor of Key West, Florida. The 44th annual World Championships presented by Race World Offshore. From the XINSURANCE Helicam, your leaders on the grid. You see Motley Injury in the middle of the screen, battling LWR with the inside line, Say Less and Jackhammer to the more than 90-degree 3-pin turn at 1. They're all very close here. Water very flat here today.
Ooh, Jackhammer pushing out.
Oh, and missing the buoy was
LWR.
number 44. They're going to have to go back and get that buoy.
And they have to do so in such a way that they don't impede anyone else on the course. So let's see if they do that.
Motley injury attorneys, or they'll just take the penalty. Motley injury attorneys.
Yeah, it looks like they're opting for the penalty.
They may feel like they couldn't get to it. We'll have to have officials sort that out later today. But Motley injury attorneys with the lead heading down the eastbound leg. Boats are flat, stuck to the water.
There was a caution on turn 1, a bad buoy.
Oh.
So maybe that's part of it. I'm not exactly sure.
There's
Either way, LWR is getting washed down absolutely
they
right
got
now.
to get out of the dirty water there, the churn. And we watch our leaders turn in front of Fort Zachary Taylor back into the harbor. Factory stock racing at the end of the first three-quarter lap, which is an official lap.
And we've got Montlick and Heritage, the boats that we thought we would see out front all week.
Montlick in the lead. Heritage just a second and a half behind. Jackhammer will have third. LWR and Sayles across the line ahead. Then it's GC Racing and Ow Ow.
Yeah.
Good Boy Vodka, Rob Lockyer from UK following. And we'll watch the boats heading out of the harbor and through the turn here. Here's Motley getting set up. Giovanni Carpatella from Italy on the throttles, and Logan Adon from United States, the young wheelman, being chased by Heritage Canados, who is able to stay inside the churn.
Jackhammer in third, Sayles fourth. I know Alan Allen in sixth, but another boat was sneaking in there in the spray. I couldn't make out who it was.
GC Racing sitting there?
But here comes the two Doug Wrights. Look at Heritage coming out of the harbor.
Yeah, Heritage did not lose any distance to the leader.
Heritage and Good Boy Vodka, both out of the Supreme Marine Shop. Troy Hannon, crew chief on the Heritage Canados.
There's the Motley injury attorney teams. 38 Doug Wright. All these boats paired with the supercharged Mercury Racing 500s. 1,000 horsepower on stern.
The way it started out, Montlick is back on the podium right now for the World Championship chase. They are sitting second. The Sayles has got a huge lead there, but the GC Racing falling to sixth so far opens the door for Montlick to sit a point ahead of GC Racing in the overall chase.
From bird's eye view from Key West Harbor, looking from near the outer Mulvinder Village presented by Mount Sinai Medical Center.
On Friday, it didn't bother GC that they started, I think it was right around 6th.
Yeah, it was.
They
You're
just
right.
marched through the
They
fleet,
sure did.
and they took the win on the last lap. So
they're tied for points right now in the overall standings, so they're going to have a good chance of being on the podium at the end. But you're right, just do what they did last week and like they did the day before. You know, first they just slowly been slow but sure.
Yeah, see if they make the march again. It'll be interesting to watch.
Tortoise versus the hare mentality.
Yeah, well, we've got a fast track for these boats here today. As you can see, they're running flat.
Yeah.
And really, when you think about it, as the day progresses, this is where the course may change a bit with the outgoing tide, which will be strong this afternoon. Canado's bouncing around and going through the spray. Yep.
Irvin just made his inside move.
And they'll come right back down the harbor in front of all the fans here. At the end of lap number 2, we'll be able to clock Motley injury attorneys and give you their lap speed. Adon and Carpatella leading in factory stock. 97 miles an hour on that lap. 3 seconds ahead of Canados at this moment. Motley injury attorneys in the lead. Off screen, Jackhammer running in third.
Sayles up to 4th. GC now 5th, so they're already on the move.
Yep.
Lake Wiley is 6th. Allen Al 7th. And Good Boy Vodka comes through 8th as we see Montlick injury attorneys coming through the turn. And Key West Harbor, 3 pins. Getting set to trim it, to straighten up, trim it back down, and watch that rooster tail drop. And that's when you'll know they're hitting their efficient speed because the water is going back, not up.
Clock our boats coming out of the harbor as we watch the rest of the grid come through, navigating that 3-pin turn, more than just about 180-degree turn here in Key West Harbor. Motley heading back out to turn number 1.
Rooster Tails look very similar. I wouldn't say they're holding their advantage, but they're not pulling farther.
Just inside 3 seconds, trailing is Canada's Heritage, and 8 seconds behind him is Jackhammer in third.
That move by the GC Racing to move up a spot bumps Montlick down to third place in the overall chase. GC now at second place.
And now let's see if GC catches Sayless MF. They're running 8 laps today, so it is a longer run. There could be elements of setup coming to someone later in the race that we didn't see with the shorter races on Wednesday and Friday.
The Frenchman Carcente there in Heritage Canados, along with Irvin Grant. He likes the rough water, is not getting the water he likes here, but he said the one thing he likes the most when he's in the rough, he's got a driver who's not scared, Irvin Grant.
And that battle for the lead right there is the battle for the third place in the podium as well right now. Heritage can get around them. They are back on the podium and knocking Montlick off of it.
The 2 top boats from last year's World Championship, and the only thing that prevented Don and Carpatella from a World Championship was a penalty on the start last year. And here they come back through, continuing to hold the lead at the end of lap number 3 in factory stock. Perfect water for them here. Again, the end of the incoming tide. You can see a little bit of you can always find a hole there coming back into the harbor here.
Yeah, Montlick is just right. The attitude's perfect. Well, so it's same for Canados, really.
Turns that lap at 98.8. Heritage still 3 seconds off the pace. Carcente and Grant.
Jackhammer is still third off camera. Say Less coming through fourth.
Say Less holds.
GC fifth. Sixth, LWR. Allen Al is seventh.
Watching the leader navigate the hairpin turn, Key West Harbor. Saw Irish Kevins go over earlier today there.
That is a great angle, that kind of backwards look to it. This really gives you a great perspective of them coming into it.
Great shot from the XINSURANCE sports team.
I was going to say, let's see if Willie and Grant try to tuck in underneath and make up some ground on Say Less in the harbor.
Well, that Say Less and GC are your overall leaders in the point standings right now.
Boat setting back out of the harbor on a southwest leg. This course, 4.48 miles, set up in the lee of the island. Typical winds this time of year out of the northeast to east, and you can't get away from the bump out there if it's really blowing when you come between 1 and 2, especially if it's blowing out of the east or, as it was at some points this week, out of the southeast.
On the leg coming out of the harbor heading back towards turn 1, I had GC about 2.5 seconds behind Say Less, and it looks like they're trying to close it up.
Weather conditions stay very hot in terms of this time of year in the low 80s, but it feels a lot warmer. There's not much cloud cover. The wind southeast at just a faint blow at 2 miles an hour.
I talked to Tyler Miller yesterday, and they're all black Class 1 boat, and he said when they closed it and turned on the air conditioning, it was 105, and when they got in to go out and test, it was 101 degrees. And don't forget, they wear full jumpsuits in those Pro Class 1 boats, and I think Giovanni and Logan wear one in the Montlick boat.
Trailing the Montlick team, Heritage Canados. There's your leader, and Canados makes a nice turn.
So if they're building a new boat, I wonder if this boat's going to be for sale.
I'm sure it will be.
Because that's a proven winner right there.
In control of the line is Montlick, and the world-class throttleman, Carpatella, knows how to run his boat. Again, at 98.5 miles an hour on that lap, 2 minutes 51 seconds, taking them to complete the 4.48-mile course. So Canados second and Jackhammer off screen in third. Say Less still holds fourth. GC just trailing them in 5th.
I think GC's about the same distance back. They're not really making anything up.
There comes Say Less and Al Al.
They've been running about the same distance the whole entire fleet about for the last 3 laps.
And then completing the 8 boats is Good Boy Vodka team.
So we're at the halfway point of the race. Now let's see if someone set up for their boat to come to them as they burn off more fuel in the last couple laps.
To the X Insurance Helicam, chasing Motley injury.
Heritage has come off pace big time all
Heritage
of a sudden.
Just
that boat that was chasing the Montlick there on the screen there is nowhere. Montlick is gone right now.
That'll put Jackhammer into 2nd place. Behind your leader on screen. Say Less will move into 3rd, GC to 4th.
And that crazy part, that actually bumps Montlick off the podium. By Jackhammer moving to 2nd place, Montlick is now off the podium for the World Championship chase.
No, Heritage is getting back up. So it looked like it was an evil Guardian.
Guardian mode meant to protect these engines from overheating. There's a series of protocols in the engines, and they're tuned down for the racing engines.
Yeah, the Guardian itself, the system, the monitors, the sensors are supposed to be.
But to prevent fatal damage from the engine.
So there is kind of a double-edged sword to that. It keeps you from having to buy a new motor if you just destroy it.
After this, lap 3 to go for the factory stock World Championship. 3-day cumulative points total. Say Less, GC Racing have swapped the wins on Wednesday and Friday. And here comes your leader. Number 2 boat not even on the screen at the moment. Here comes 120 miles an hour at least into the harbor. And Motley turns that lap again, 2 minutes 51 seconds, 98.17 miles per hour on the average.
They need help, though. They need major help to get on the podium for the World Championship.
Say Jackhammer in 2nd, 17 seconds off the lead. Say Less in 3rd. GC
4th.
Handling that boat flawlessly. Adon on the turn.
Now, what does this do for Lake Wiley, LWR?
They're well off of it actually right now, surprisingly enough. They're sitting in 5th place overall right now, not really on pace for the championship. Again, right now for the championship chase for the Worlds, Say Less is in control. GC Racing, that's the battle right there. If that battle for 3rd place right now is your battle for the World Championship overall, and then Montlick, they can do nothing. They're sitting in 1st place. If Jackhammer comes in 2nd place, they'll take the 3rd place spot over Montlick, and Montlick will be left off the podium for the World Championship.
But who are we looking at for number 1 for the world title?
Say Less and GC Racing. That's the battle right there.
Okay.
1st and 2nd are Say Less and GC Racing, and then Jackhammer sitting 3rd in the World Championship chase right now.
So whoever finishes in front of the other has the World Championship, Joey?
Between Say Less and GC, correct. That battle for 3rd place right there that we're looking right there, that's what's on the screen. That battle right there between Say Less and GC Racing is the absolute battle for the World Championship right now.
Well, with 2.5 laps to go, GC needs to start cutting down on that lead.
And then Montlick, in order to get on the podium, needs somebody to get past Jackhammer. If somebody can get past by Jackhammer, then Montlick's back on the podium again.
Todd, did you just speak this into existence? Look at this. This is Say Less leading GC out at turn 1, and they look like they just closed it up.
They did.
That's it. That's where we're looking at that for this factory stock World Championship right there. That's the battle right there.
We're also looking at weather out at turn 1. Or is it beyond?
No, it's a little, it's a little shower you could see it there on the right side of the screen. There is definitely a little bit of a shower there that might roll through the area and change the winds a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the US 1 cloud. It comes in every day.
There's your number 3 boat overall trying to block GC Racing from getting by them. It will determine the points winner for the World Championship. As Motley comes back through.
Those 3 boats we see right there are your top 3 in the World Championship chase. Montlick, again, just hoping something happens behind them.
So 97.76 miles an hour.
Good boy, Vodka's out.
Extra second or 2 on that lap. Jackhammer's still in second. And let's see the differential with 2 laps to go between Say Less and GC. GC 3.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, so Say Less opened it back up a little there.
2 laps to see who gets that world title right there.
Slow start for GC getting going today. They were in back of the starting grid, but they've made their way up through. Now trying to get around Say Less as we watch.
The Canedos move up on 1 and Al and Al.
Yeah.
They swap spots there.
Heritage did get back up and running after the Guardian issue.
I had Heritage in 6th coming back through this lap.
Yes, correct.
Followed by Al. Good boy Vodka, go GPS. Checking out of the race, Rob Lockyer and Christian McCauley in the Doug Wright. Supreme Marine Troy Hansen rigging that boat. Rob Lockyer next year is going to be campaigning one of the new 40-foot Platinum catamarans that'll be racing in factory stock.
Yep.
Built by Scott Grants and
Edwin Shearer.
Yep.
And Say Less is slowly trying to creep up on that that jackhammer there. I think that's their race for the 3rd place overall in the World Championship for Montlick's sake.
GC was unable to make up any ground, lost a 2.5 seconds heading back out of the harbor. So Say Less looks like they're in control with a couple of laps, keeping GC at bay. Coming up next, Super Cats and Extreme. On board with the X Insurance Helicam, captain of the vessel, Rick Lindsay. Neil Mellis is filming today for X Insurance.
Can't be very cool up there in that basically magnifying glass of a cockpit.
We should get a breeze, I suppose.
You got a big fan on top of you. Come on now, it's got to be cool.
Yes.
Well, it just depends on what doors are on and what doors are off for the for the photographer. But here's Say Less, the boat that ran as TS Motorsports, and I don't know if she's still down here, but Taylor Sism was down here with baby Pearl. Got to say hello the other day.
Getting her training already. I like it.
I'm sure she's somewhere in the air conditioning today. But here's Montlick, white flag lap.
I was talking about baby Pearl already going into training to be racer one day, right?
2:54 on that lap. Shade
He's
below 97.
absolutely checked out.
But Jackhammer
holding his spot, and he's sitting 3rd on the podium for the World Championship right now.
Yeah, this is the battle for the World Championship in factory stock, and Say Less continues to lead with just a lap left, and GC still about 4 seconds off the pace of Rusty Williams and Chad Rutzel. Rutzel going into the Key West Harbor turn. Can't make any mistakes here. This will determine who the world champion is. We watch Jackhammer and the 40-foot Valor out of Manatee Marine come through. In chase, GC just hoping for one misstep here.
Then you think about first season, no data on a Valor, and they're vying for a podium spot at the World Championships.
There goes Montlick for the final time. Flawless race today for Adon and Carpatella. There is a potential world champion, Rutzel and Williams, out of Performance Boat Center.
And that is Chad, I believe, co-owns the big boat with a gentleman who owns Rosenbach Trucking. I don't know his first name, but since he's helping pay the bills, we should give him a mention.
Absolutely.
Those are not some small bills.
So GC, as you can see,
trying.
They are trying.
You know, Grant's pushing to try to make up ground, but I don't
is
see it happening. Rusty's gonna. We'll see. This is the angle, though. That's the whole thing. Oh, is he pulling up on him? But Rusty will get Chad through that turn, and then they just have to defend.
They'll defend and push them out. You don't have any bump to really try and get somebody out of shape and get by them. They're just stuck to the water.
Yeah.
And continuing.
Just defend that line.
Yep.
Don't let Willie get a corner inside you.
And
one turn remaining.
Yeah, they're able to get great speed out there with no bump to navigate.
Yeah,
and
that tunnel, what is it,
72 inches.
Yeah, so they're trying to fill that as full of air as they can to get some lift going.
What a week for them, and a finish to the season. Stepped up into a championship boat and are looking to finish off the World Championship here in Key West with a rookie driver.
Yep. Yeah, Montlick gets the win.
Montlick will finish the last laps just at 2:54 and just under 97 miles an hour. Jackhammer looks poised to take second place here today in the Valor Cat from Manatee Marine, but the race behind him is for the World Championship. And your winner today unofficially will be Say Less.
Say Less actually got in front. You know what? Montlick is back on the podium, actually. Holy cow. That move right there, Jackhammer's not on. That puts Montlick back on the podium last second.
Yeah, so Jackhammer not coming back around. That puts Say Less in second and GC in third.
So Say Less wins the championship. GC is second.
GC is second, right. And
Montlick third?
Montlick, I'm doing it. Looking at this right now, LWR is my question really quick. Let me see where LWR ends up.
And
fourth place points for LWR is not enough. Montlick is on your podium in third place overall, correct?
Yeah, we see Jackhammer struggling.
Unofficially, of course.
Well, yeah, we make no penalties or anything like that. But yeah, Jackhammer limps in, so that opens the door for Montlick right there to end up on the podium. Despite everything this year, they end up back on the podium, third place. You know, that's a hell of a comeback there, you know. But yeah, your champion, Say Less, holds them off. Second place overall, GC Racing. Montlick is on the podium in the end, third place overall. And LWR actually is your fourth place team.
And keeping in mind that officially these boats have to be teched and their results verified, but unofficially looking at the points, that's where things stand. And we have to keep in mind too, LWR missed that buoy.
Right, so he might get bumped back from there too.
He might get bumped back from there too, but still.
But that's not going to affect your podium.
No, not anymore. Yeah, at this point.
We're not expecting that at all to affect the podium of the race. So Montlick Injury Attorneys finishing in 22 minutes 14 seconds. Is turning laps at the highest, just under 99 miles an hour. We'll see them get the checkered flag here.
That was a study in resilience for Montlick for the week.
Well, right? I'm glad they came out and...
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't just say, let's do what Logan was thinking and just scratch for Sunday. But good job driving. Gives Giovanni some great intel for the Pro Class 1 race. But you also have said numerous times that things are going to start changing a little bit weather-wise, and that front out off of turn one kind of shows that.
Yeah, and especially now in 20 minutes, the tide's going to start going out. So, and again, it's a short tide. So I mean, normally 6-7 hours is going to go out in 4. It means it's going to rip pretty good, especially at the end. But the winds again continue to just to languish. I mean,
I can feel a little breeze.
A little bit of a breeze, but we'll get the latest report from Sand Key, which is just offshore, and it's at east southeast at 2 miles an hour. So there's barely a breeze. There's your winner today in the Conch Republic Championship. They'll You'll
Third
get a
place overall.
Third place and on the podium for the 3-day World Championship. Second place went to Say Less, who has the points lead for the World Championship, as we see Qatar going out, one of the extreme boats.
Yeah, they're already pushing out that next start. The Super Cats and the Extremes are already on their way out.
Kudos to Race Control for keeping things going. Much better to have a quick pace than a slow one for getting the races off.
Jackhammer, what a tough break there, too, for them.
Yeah.
Sitting right on the point of being in the podiums. And, you know, that one, whatever equipment failure that was there, takes them and drops them all the way down to 6th place for the week. So from 3rd to 6th, that one half a lap right there. From 3rd place for the week to 6th place in the week on a half a lap. That's the way it works, though. You know, you got to finish as much as you can. And a war of attrition, we've always said it.
To finish first you must finish.
Course is clear and green, so don't be surprised if they get this next one going through. The Super Cats and the Extremes get going here shortly.
I had the man who basically was the godfather behind the Key West World Championships, Bob Nordskog, pound that mantra into my brain when I used to cover Offshore for Powerboat magazine. You're not doing anything if you don't finish the race first.
Bob Nordskog at the time was the APBA Offshore Commissioner. The sport was very much a worldwide event with the UIM, and they were racing for the worldwide championship. You have boats in Europe and Sweden, Great Britain, Italy, Australia, and it was getting to be a mess to try and go around the world and qualify to have enough points to win. And he devised the single site World Championship in 1977. First one was held here in Key West, where the legendary Motorsports Hall of Fame inductee Betty Cook won the first World Championship in the Kama.
Yep.
And then every other year through the 80s, Key West was the site of that single site World Championship, and APBA always having their World Championship here as well. And since we've had 44 here, now Race World Offshore is producing the event.
I mean, I remember Bobby Moore won a championship for a Japanese team, Katana,
Yes,
in
sir.
open class.
Yep. We're waiting for the Super Cats to come out. They will race along with an extreme class boat here today. Spirit of Qatar and the Extreme Custom Marine Chartier Construction.
And we also want to, Mike Knobloch also wanted to give a shout out to another sponsor, Dan's Excavation. And he said, if you want to know who Dan's Excavation is, he's on that big white yacht on the other side of the course. So I guess excavating's been pretty good to the gentleman. And one of the guys on this course today, Steve Curtis, won his first championship here when he was like 19 or 18. I remember the iconic shot of him in his Union Jack t-shirt looking like Joe Elliott from Def Leppard on the deck of that Cougar.
So we have Super Stock, I'm sorry, pardon me, Super always
Cat.
gets me, Super Cat and Extreme. Let's get our starting Super Cat and Extreme grid from Speed on the Water's Eric Colby.
Lane 1 is the winner from Wednesday and Friday, Dirty Money. Driver Britt Lilly throttles Bill Pyburn. Lane 2, Gray Dell. Driver Chris Grant throttles Jay Muller. Lane 3, CR Racing Southeast Service, Rob Understall and Casey Boaz. Lane 4, Team Farnsworth Hancock Claims, Christian McCauley on the wheel, Anthony Smith on the throttles. 5, EWB Racing, Kelly Crace and Ron Gibbs from Lake Havasu City, and Jackson Chase Muller in the 40 Motion Wicked in Lane 6. We did have a scratch today. Roland Transport rolled on Friday and is not competing. They are getting the boats up on plane. The extreme boats, American Custom Marine, Jeff McCann, Mike Knobloch, and Spirit of Qatar, Sheikh Hassan bin Jabor Al Thani, and the throttleman is Steve Curtis.
All right, we're about ready and set to go. They're going to bring the boats up. We have something unique we're looking at here, Eric and I. It's from Heffring Marine. There are data units on Team Farnsworth and Dirty Money, and we'll be able to watch their speed over ground and any G-forces that they have here. something we're hoping to bring to racing. Roger Conley of RWO helped us to put it together, and may help us in the future with live streaming and scoring. So here are our Super Cat boats, and we're about set to go racing for the Key West World Championship. Your reigning world champion is Dirty Money.
Yellow.
Looking for the green flag.
There's the green.
And the race is on for the 44th annual Key West World Championships. Super Cat Racing on the waters off the island city.
EWB had the inside actually, and they're making a pretty good run.
So the boat's heading out to the 3-pin, more than 90-degree turn southeast on Key West Harbor. Gradell, your US 1 national champion, on screen.
Dirty Money is still at the point.
We're showing their speed over ground at 116 miles an hour. Billy Shipley is going to join us for this broadcast from Team Woody as we look at Dirty Money continuing to hold at about 116 miles an hour. This update from Heffring Marine Technology. It's on the Super Cat Farnsworth and Dirty Money. Leading, going into the 3-pin turn at number 2. The Goodwin Competition engines and the 388 Skater.
And Billy Shipley, unofficial congratulations, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We get that mic turned up. Yep.
3.
There's Billy. Hey, Billy, congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was fun out there today. Nice and flat.
Looked like you were trying to chase OC.
He was playing with us today. He was by himself, so we talked before the race. He said, I'm going to hang back with you guys for a little bit.
And here's two people who don't hang back for anyone.
No, not at all.
Britt Lilly, Bill Pyburn.
Dirty Money, Hancock, and Gradell. About 6 seconds.
That's a really good lap one today.
120. Our top speed so far for Dirty Money.
Farnsworth, though, was battling for second.
Yeah, Farnsworth was right there at second.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the order that the standings are right now. Well, exactly. I mean, the Farnsworth and Gradell battling for second, third in the overall standings right now. Dirty Money in the lead, and the rest of the pack came in order.
First of 9 laps here.
Oh, now Gradell has taken over second coming out of the harbor. So Chris got underneath Christian there.
Dirty Money back out on the Atlantic leg. Get you an interval of 6 seconds behind is Gradell. 9 laps.
Yep. 9 laps. It's anybody's race today. They're super close. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
CR Racing can make a move into second place. They get themselves on the podium and start bumping everybody else down there. So CR Racing has a really good shot at this, and so does EWB, actually, that matter.
CR's closing the gap right now.
Watching Dirty Money, their Heffring box showing them at 115 miles an hour.
I talked to CR. They were so pleased just to have finished a race.
Yeah.
On Friday and to get on the podium.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they said probably the guy who was most relieved was Pee Wee from Pee Wee's Performance, who builds their engines.
That's a winning boat right there they're in. Once they get it together, it'll be a contender for sure, like it was before.
Yeah, I mean, Casey said we're just trying to learn what the boat likes, because even though they raced a 388, it's like no two skater 388s are identical.
I don't think so.
And boat that runs flat, nose down, stuck to the water. Dirty Money, Goodwood Competition engines, 388 Skater, Bill Pyburn on the sticks, Britt Lilly on the wheel. They'll lead at the end of lap number 2. Average speed 107.66 miles an hour. Great Dell running in second. Farnsworth in third.
These are probably some of the fastest turns these boats have ever made at Key West, Florida.
I had the interval between 1 and 2 at 11 seconds between first and second.
Dirty Money showing a 1.8 G in the harbor turn. But still, without the wave action, they told me they were doing G's at 6 on Friday. The bump.
Did I miss CR?
Yes, he went by fourth. He was right on the tail there of Team Farnsworth.
Okay.
Again, if he can get ahead of anybody, he's on the podium right now. They're fighting that middle of the pack. Farnsworth, Great L, and CR Racing are all close enough. No matter how they finish, is how they'll be on the podium at this point.
Just saw American Custom Marine come through in the extreme class. Great L now 16 seconds off the pace of Dirty Money. Bird's eye view of the course looking out towards 1 from Key West Harbor. Supercat Racing here in Key West, the RWO Key West World Championships. We seen Spirit of Qatar, guys?
Yeah, they came through. They were in the middle of the pack there. They were between Wicked. They came in before the Wicked did there.
So they're running in first and extreme.
And I see him going around turn 2 out there. If you look closely, you see the big red hole of the Qatar.
Back to Dirty Money into the harbor. Get you lap time and speed here on them as they come back in to Key West Harbor.
Did you say 107 was the average on the last lap?
Yes, sir. That's got to be 135 miles an hour, a 107.6, a 236 lap.
And they're going to get faster and faster as they lose that fuel.
Yeah, they're running 9 laps today.
Radell in second. Hancock, great day today. 110 plus, heading towards turn.
Dirty Money's championship to lose, and even if they faltered a bit, they could fall all the way to third place and still have the world championship in their hands.
GC fourth, EWB fifth. There goes Spirit of Qatar in extreme, Sheikh Hassan and Steve Curtis. So we look at Great Dell into the harbor turn. Out of Toronto, Canada, Chris Grant with veteran Jay Muller. More Super Cat World Championships than any other throttle man, along with Billy Moff in WHM Motorsports.
Great L team, they had such a hard start to the week, breaking down. To come back and finish second today and second on the podium would be really great for them.
From the XINSURANCE Helicam, Pyburn and Lilly, a formidable team in the cockpit.
Yeah, they did more than break down. They had to rebuild a fuel tank and rebuild the side of their boat.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're right though.
It's a heck of a comeback, from where they were on Wednesday and what happened to where they're at now, potentially finishing second in the World Championship chase. It's one hell of a comeback right there.
I think Chris would be happy with that after Wednesday.
This is fight week. We always call it that. You got to fight all week long to get here, man.
Well, you saw that last week with the Montlick. He was on the podium, and then all of a sudden, Jackhammer was behind him. He's off the podium, and then Jackhammer breaks down. He's back on the podium.
Dirty Money, defending their world championship here in Key West.
More time in a 388 skater than virtually anyone we know. Bill Pyburn throttle in that boat.
Yes, pure platinum skaters that, he's run them all over poker running. Now he is a tough cookie to beat in Supercat Racing. His team, when they noodle on it, they're going to come up with a solution, racing also in Pro Class 1 in XINSURANCE South. 2 minutes, 36 seconds, 107.54 miles an hour.
Consistency right there.
Yep.
He's so far ahead that the Great L almost has clean water running themselves.
Yeah, it'll change up everybody's race. It'll actually create a good environment for this second, third situation.
The Great L's checking out too himself.
Yeah, they're good too, yeah.
Boy, what a great season Great L had as we watched Dirty Money. That's how you turn a 38 Super Cat. 1,600 horsepower, keeping that boat well under control. G's under 2 in the turn.
But you think about, these are all newer, lighter 388 skaters, and Anthony Smith is still on the podium. with the 40 MTI, and that's the oldest boat in the fleet, I think.
You know, back in the day, that was one of the fastest boats out here, too, about 10 years ago. Until they started building these lighter boats.
Watching Dirty Money head back out again.
Now the battle right now is between the 3rd and 4th place teams here as they come out through here. The Hancock and the CR Racing. The winner of that, with its 3rd today, gets 3rd on the podium overall. So that's the battle right now, 3rd place in this class. Otherwise, 1st and 2nd have checked out.
So if Hancock holds, they'd end up on the podium?
They end up in 3rd on the podium. If Hancock holds, if CR can get around them, then CR gets the podium. By 1 point, it'll be 311 to 310.
Oh, wow. CR Racing. In the middle of your screen. Cut back to your number 2 boat in Extreme, American Custom Marine, as we look back at Dirty Money.
All right, when Farnsworth crossed those fingers and toes.
I mean, that battle for 3rd is the battle in this. That's the one we have. The big question right now is who gets on the podium and who gets the 3rd place podium today and for the week. Otherwise, Dirty Money is well ahead. Like I've said earlier, they had to have a major breakdown at this point to fall off the podium for the week even. And then CR is right there with them.
And we appreciate Win Farnsworth and Bill Pyburn putting these Heffron unit boxes into their cockpits to give us a taste of what scoring and live stream could look like in the future. Wish we could share it with you on the live stream, but it's looking really cool.
And the thing is probably to Bill and to Britt, they're not pushing right now. They're just in a rhythm.
Right.
And they don't want to mess with it. So
yeah,
they're not trying to, overpower anyone. They're just running their race.
She wants to get up and run right now. That Dirty Money, the Dirty Money is just going, and you just let it do its thing. And I almost feel the same way about the Great L.
Yeah.
They found themselves a nice cushion. Nobody's pushing behind them. Nothing choppy in front of them, and they're just going to push in this area and just kind of pace from here.
Yeah, Bill 107.52 average speed. Farnsworth coming in.
Posse Power in the Farnsworth.
In 3rd, we're watching CR Racing now pulling behind them, and Qatar leading in Extreme. And Dirty Money, followed by Gray Dell. Chris Grant, the US 1 champions.
Yep.
As we watch Team Farnsworth.
The US 1 with the Canadian flag on it.
Christian McCauley and Anthony Smith in the Farnsworth team. Dirty Money.
And at this point for Great L to even go to try to chase him, it wouldn't make a difference. If Great L ends up in 1st today, he's still 2nd on the podium, so there's no reason to actually go try to chase down the Dirty Money. Be smart, finish your laps, and go get your 2nd place overall.
Yep. Let's see if we can pull an interval for 3rd to 4th.
Braydell.
Not quite 5 seconds from 3rd to 4th.
That's close. Any mistake closes those seconds real quick.
Now, the one I'm finding interesting is that the cutter back there is sitting there, and the Qatar is sitting there, not really making a move on those 2 boats that are battling for that spot, almost as if, he's not wanting to get in the way of that battle for the podium right there.
Yeah, he'll go way outside of those guys and stay out of their way.
Yeah, Steve knows what's at stake.
He's been sitting there for about a lap and a half now. You know he could have by now.
Watching the motion with Sterling Power of the Muller boys cruise by. You can hear the roar of those Sterling engines. On screen, we're watching Dirty Money put on a show for race fans globally and here in the island city, the southernmost city, for the Continental Championship race and another World Championship. So we get American Custom Marine on screen. Now back to your leader, Dirty Money. 2 minutes, 36 seconds, 107.64 miles an hour.
They're not lifting a bit.
No, they're just staying
Stay
consistent.
there.
You know, Bill told me the other day he had to hold it back. She wanted to go faster.
Right.
And there's a little bit of a confused water out there, and he wanted to play it cool. Radell flashes through in second. What a battle they had this year with Dirty Money in Supercat. This is for the World Championship. Farnsworth in third. CR Racing in fourth.
It's like Farnsworth gained about a second on him there.
Well, the Qatar is in between the two boats now, so that's going to be interesting how that plays out for this next half lap.
Curtis and Sheikh Hassan running first overall, and what an impressive feat it was to put that big 54 MTI together with Mercury Racing 1350s.
Best it's ever looked.
100%. It's been amazing.
But one of the things I was thinking about when Joey was saying, you know, the safest place for Qatar to go around them is 1 to 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's open ocean to their right.
Yeah, they get way
so
out there.
There's, you know, you got the harbor, you got the seawall here, so.
Well, you see him making the move past the Farnsworth.
Because he can do it
locally.
cleanly here.
Right.
And Sheikh and Steve hope to race Pro Class 1 next year. Back around was EWB. What an impressive rookie debut for Kelly Crace and Ron Gibbs out of Lake Havasu City. And the 36 skater with the T Custom Marine Power.
I remember some of the races that boat ran here in the Cat Light races when they had the 525s, and it was Bob and Paul Whittier or Bob and John. They'd come flying by this seawall.
Qatar comes back through again. You can see the beauty of the way that boat is running. Off-screen Hancock through in third. CR in fourth. We watch Dirty Money Racing. 2 laps to go to defend their Key West World Championship.
5 seconds, you both got it. I saw it. Good job. Great minds.
We were like 13 milliseconds apart.
You were like 5.68, I was 5.6 or something. But yeah, so if Anthony can hold that, that'd be a victory for them.
Pretty good day. Pretty good day for the Hancock Claims, Team Farnsworth.
Yeah,
that
that last turn, we saw Dirty Money at a 2.5 G load. Key West Harbor turn off the Heffering Marine IMAS control unit. Getting a chance to look at data.
Lost 3 seconds there. Hancock, hold on here. They got the podium for third today, third in the podium.
Boy, is that boat, not only is it long, but it's wide.
What's that?
Spirit of Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, super wide.
And everything we're saying, of course, is unofficial. They still have to go through tech. Looks like Graydell is going to lap. Jay's lapping his kids right now on the backstretch going out to turn 1.
What a great year for Chris Grant and Jay Muller teaming up for the first time this year.
Austin Blocker, the crew chief out of Outlaw Performance in Fort Myers.
The entire,
HRE Engines.
The entire team from Graydell.
Yep. Great season.
Love seeing them out there on the offshore scene. Always fun. Always make it interesting. EWB, great rookie season. They came to compete this year.
Should be seeing a checkered here, though, starting to fly. Any minute now, Dirty Money should be coming through. I mean, he's second.
All right, Bobby Adams, get out that broom meme that you're going to put up. Clean sweep, right?
It was. There they are in the foreground. You saw them fly by the foreground online there.
There
they are, your world champions.
Dirty Money, the Super Cat World Champions 2025. Bill Pyburn and Britt Lilly, the 388 skater with Goodwin Competition Engines, co-owners Bo and Tiffany Renfro, the entire team. Great job for Dirty Money. Your Key West World Champions again.
And they're going to smile for about another few seconds and then start thinking about, all right, let's go get the Class 1.
There's your boat that wins the World Championship. Back to Graydell, who will finish in second here today. Spirit of Qatar that will take the extreme checkered flag, and American Custom Marine finish second.
Hancock hangs on the third.
On the live stream, you can see a shot of the victorious Dirty Money team. Victory without again here in Key West in Super Cat Racing.
Well, the boat right behind the yellow buoy at start finish is their support boat with the Dirty Money flag on it. That's not that gray center console.
Hey, girl.
That's got the Dirty Money flag on the back. So
They've worked so hard.
Victorious Dirty Money in Super Cat. Scoring, so it's something that we're working on. We're going to gather the data that we put together here and present it to officials, and so we can build something moving forward into the future where we can actually have live data.
Oh, we're doing a refuel after this.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, so that'll let all the double duty guys get out and get in, and that's why Dirty Money's not rushing back in, because they can get their flag and still go in and get in the Class 1 boat. And the same for Anthony Smith to get in the Super V for Team Farnsworth.
Yeah, and it's always fun. You get to transfer at sea. Yeah, in the inner mold there. I watched it was wave at Milton Califell.
Yep.
Yeah, GC Racing. Watched them yesterday. We came in to watch from the harbor yesterday, and they were testing both the factory stock boat and the
Pro Class 1.
Class 1 boat, and they were transferring. It's quite a task to do that. I'll tell you what, that Super Cat racing something, Billy. It's we were down a boat, but the excitement wasn't any less here today.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome racing, man. Those guys were flying today.
Now
super fast race, super flat
water out there. Like I said, I think they're taking those turns probably faster than ever.
Now, I wasn't eavesdropping, but I happened to notice you getting a text, and that wouldn't have anything to do with a red fountain purchase, would it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Maybe a yellow one.
Oh, you're going to buy the Farnsworth boat?
No, not Farnsworth. You never know. We're talking about something else. We got something on the hook.
Kevin Smith was on yesterday saying, okay, we might need to get ours out now that there's 6 of them out here.
Yeah. I would think that that'd probably be our next step. I don't want to go to a cat. Chad doesn't want to go to a cat, so we're going to stay in B-Hill racing. But, a 40-foot fountain might be out there somewhere. You never know.
Maybe you need to go over to Europe and find something in a barn like the MSK dives did.
Yeah, I wish that red one was coming back in it in May. So it might be the red one and the yellow one out there next year.
There's your Super Cat World Champs.
There you go. Well done.
Rick Lilly and Bill Pyburn.
I sure wish they would do flags on Sunday.
They usually do. I mean, they gave them to them this morning.
Yeah, we didn't get one either.
They won them on the stage, I think.
Oh, okay, because the brackets got some this morning, but it's a little easier to get them to the bracket guys when you're trying to keep the fleet moving. And we gotta give credit to Roderick Cox, the race director, for keeping everything moving so well, and to Larry Blyle for keeping us going. Everyone working very hard to keep us on schedule.
It's not an easy feat, guys. I mean, 98 boats. They were concerned about even being able to fit them in here.
Yeah, they were doing a good job on the radio pushing people. I was listening to others. I was waiting on the crane over there, and Roderick was like, let's go. We got to do better. And so.
Well, they got 20 minutes now for this next race. 20-minute warning they just gave out for the next race as they get the guys doing double duty, like we said. A couple helos, refueled, and things like that. So 20 minutes before this next race, they're going to push them out there. But again, that put us ahead. It's scheduled for 2:15. 20 minutes from now is 1:50. So that's right about 2 o'clock. So we're about 15 minutes ahead of schedule right now on this day of getting buddy out there, and that's important because just in case something happens. Not that we want to see it, but in case something happens, you're still on schedule for the last race of the day, too, with those 14 boats that get out there. That's a lot to put out there to get a start right. So, these next 2 races are on schedule, if not a little bit early for the Pro ones here coming up at potentially 2 o'clock, 2:15 at latest is looking like.
And we did have some mishaps on Wednesday and Friday, so we want to say hello to Caleb Mead, who was bumped up a little bit in the factory stock race. Austin Blocker, Dale McEachern, and Drinkilo, and Pete Rivero, and Ricardo Maldonado, and Michaelized. Everyone, a tribute to the design and build of these boats. Everyone got out. No one was seriously hurt.
Yep.
Oh, and let's not forget Scott McCormick and Bob Spitulski, because you do not want to forget a former NFL lineman.
No, and they were tossed from the boat. And
they were. I mean, I've watched the video, and
they got out of that boat quickly.
They did. You've seen videos like that through the years, where the boat goes one way.
We can laugh about it now.
Basically, the boat goes one way, the guys go the other.
Yeah, and there's no option there. You're going to go wherever you're going to go.
I've been in that situation before on my own personal craft, and the steering broke on the back. The hydraulic steering broke on the back, and all of a sudden I'm going one way, and the boat's going the other way on me because it just lost everything. So it's a scary moment, but it's good to see that they're okay and hear that they were okay. And if you've seen that video on filmed around Facebook, it's quite a sight to see them there 1 minute and they're gone the next minute, but one shoe kind of lingers in the picture for a second before it kind of floats off too. So
it looks like some of the videos we were watching at Rick's the other night on the live stream up there, or the old freeze frame videos. Those guys were getting ejected.
Oh yeah,
and everybody's like, "Is that for real?" I said, "Yeah, you don't have a choice. You're going to." Momentum is taking you out.
Yeah, well, Sir Isaac Newton told us that, right? The law of motion.
That's right. All right, go ahead.
Speaking of freeze frame video, just put it out there. Jeff Girardi asked if I would spread the word that if anyone wants to buy his library, he's interested in selling.
I think he has like 6,000 videos, he said.
Yeah, and
pictures and
still,
stills. Yeah,
he's still endeavoring to try to get them all up on his website. So there's some great old stuff up there if you're a fan of the history of this sport.
All right, with a break in the action, we're going to take a local break here on 97.7 Sports Radio. And we could stay on the live stream if you like X Insurance Sports, but we're going to take a quick time out here locally on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio. Todd, Billy, got Eric and Joey with you here, and we've got Pro Class 1 racing coming up, and as well the Super Vs, and then we'll wrap up the day with the Super Stocks that'll finish the 44th annual Key West World Championships here in the island city, the southernmost city between the Gulf and the Atlantic. So we'll keep it here on the live stream. And as we head to local break, turned out to be a pretty nice day, but a bit hot, gentlemen, here in Key West.
A little more palatable.
Machine got you here, and the Maximus Quick Cycle, side-by-side, and ATV tires. No batteries, no disappointment. The only US-made CO2 valve.
My whole life I just wanted to be a rapper. Then I grew up and the boy became a rapper. And my older sister made me wear the golden rapper. She said, why die? Cause you know the hoes are trapping. Got my first page that was 1998. Sneaking talking to my girlfriend.
Pat, get up, man. Bottle place closes in 10 minutes. Let's go cash in.
Miami is the envy of all people in the amusement rentals business. I call it the hottest town and the hottest city in the country. In 1995, I bought my first bounce house. 25 years later and over 1,000 inventoried items, here sits All-Star Events. 98% of our business was backyard parties. But we got a couple of inquiries from municipalities, cities. But we also saw that some of the requirements were different than what we were used to in the backyard business, mostly having to do with insurance needs. So we started to say, okay, if we properly insured ourselves, would it pay off in the amount of business we could bring in? And that was a no-brainer. As we insuranced up, we saw more and more people come on, mainly because of our insurance provisions. So that was instrumental to our growth, absolutely, absolutely. Although it's fun and games, that's the nature of our business, it comes down to one thing, our responsibility to keep people safe. We don't take that lightly, from the snow cone attendant to the roller coaster attendant. So I felt like when I found XINSURANCE, I found a partner. And consequently, our claims have gone down considerably. Now we're in a place where we understand risk and we understand challenges. XINSURANCE saved my backside a million times over and puts me here as the #1 player in the hottest city, in the hottest town in the country.
All right, guys, you just came home with the trophy and I think World Championships. How are you feeling about today's Super Cat race?
I mean, look, we came here to prove a point like we did last year. You know, a lot of things we weren't happy with how they went this year with how things were handled with rules, but we came here to prove a point. I think we made our point today. We raced hard all weekend. The guys gave us a phenomenal boat. We just really tuned setup all week. Got better and better as the week went on. Britt did a phenomenal job out there. I mean, we were laying down some beautiful turns, and you know, the boat was just really easy to drive.
Britt, you guys looked awesome out there.
Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, Super Cat back-to-back world champions. I don't know what else to say. I mean, thank you RevX, thank you Todd Goodwin, thank you all the sponsors. It's just been a phenomenal week, and I'm so stoked. Can't wait, man. Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Woo! Absolutely.
It's not a question of if any accident's ever going to happen if you're doing a lot of mountain guiding, but it's when. The knowledge that we have a really strong partner in our insurance company is essential. I'm helping my clients achieve great things in the mountains, achieve their goals in the mountains, and that's what XINSURANCE does for me. They were there for us when we needed them. They're providing an opportunity for us to go out and guide mountain climbing and backcountry skiing in the beautiful Wasatch Range, and that's something that I wouldn't feel comfortable at all doing without a great insurance company behind us. I know that I can trust them and I can go forward with confidence.
When you're up there and you're up that high, you know, you're just floating. I don't know what a bird feels like, but I think it should be pretty close to that. We're Miami Beach Ocean Water Sports. We're a parasailing company. We've been here for the last 5 years. We really have a great time here operating. There's a lot of regulation and changes to the industry itself. Your insurance is really your first gateway to information. They're the people that cover you, they're the people that make sure that you're following the rules and you're protected. XINSURANCE, the guys are great, they help me out, they really call me every year to see any new regulation that I need to be under, if I need any help. So I mean, the experience that I have with them it's been fantastic. They're always there and they're always actually reaching out to me. It's a good relationship. I wouldn't even want to try anything else.
Family first. That's just the way I look at it. And the family, my friends and employees are the ones that helped me get to what we are today. We are first responder, emergency roadside, major incidents, recovery incidents with the Highway Patrol, Department of Transportation, and our family and employees goes into a risk every day. There's no way that we can run a towing company without insurance. What I look for an insurance company is a company that can be partners with me and support when the unfortunate happens. Unfortunately, I did have a small incident last year. XINSURANCE got involved. Make sure that I was where I needed to be to go back to work. I didn't have to worry about nothing in my business because my insurance was handling the loss and it was right on top of the money. I can continue to worry about my business, worry about my staff, my family, and let the insurance do what they do best. As long as I stay in business, we will need insurance company.
We started our business from the ground up. We started it with a pickup truck and trailer, and to this day we run almost 40 trucks every day with over 50 employees.
We are a family-run business, meaning the key people that run our company, and we try to take care of their families as well as they take care of ours. Relationships are one of the most important things that we have in our business.
Our relationships with vendors, such as XINSURANCE, has been really proven to help us along the way to continue our growth and continue to succeed in business.
Well, insurance is the most important component to our industry because of the fact that we are so labor intense and equipment heavy. There's a lot of opportunities for things to happen.
As we grew our business, our truck insurance costs kept rising and rising. And what happened to us was we had a series of accidents, some self-inflicted, some of them by just vehicles on the street running into us. And with that combination, we ended up getting dropped by our insurance company. And so we're out there in the market. Nobody would write us except for XINSURANCE. We managed to keep our doors open, and we came up with a heck of a safety program with them.
And as we continue to grow, continue to do all these different safety programs and safety training classes, we've noticed that not just our drivers are safer, but our overall productivity has improved.
We knew that we could do better in our business, and
we finished second on the day today. We were hoping for a victory, but it doesn't always work your way. It was definitely super flat out there, which we expected. Probably could have ran a touch of a bigger prop, but all in all, decent day compared to our first day here when we got T-boned. So,
Chris?
Yes. It was a great race. It was super hot. It was really hazy, you know, and it was tough. And the guys were coming up from behind us and stuff. So it was a great run. Really good, great run.
Congrats on your finish, guys.
Thank you very much.
guys made sure.
win in Super Cat. Lane 4, Pothole Heroes. Carlos De Quesada driver, John Tomlinson on the throttles. Lane 5, GC Racing, Willie Cabeza on the wheel. Grant Bruggeman on the throttles. XINSURANCE North is in lane 6, JJ Turk in the wheel. Nick Buis on the sticks. And lane 7, WHM Motorsports, Billy Moff driving, and Jay Muller on the throttles. In Super V, lane 1, Knucklehead Racing. Ed Smith is the owner-driver. Jay Waltman, who had a win today in Speed Marine, is on the throttles. Lane 2, Cortez Cove Fountain. Driver Kirk Brito. Throttles Rob Lockyer. Lane 3, DSK Marine, 39 Outer Limits. Michael Howe on the throttles. Timothy Linden on the wheel. Lane 4, Team Farnsworth, Hancock Claims. Elijah Kingery driving. Anthony Smith throttling. And lane 5, Dart, with Throttleman, Bill McComb, and Ed Wendt on the wheel.
All right.
Now, I had one thought on all this, Joey. Because of who's in it, where's Pothole Heroes sitting?
Well, they're all the way at the back of the pack right now with 138 points, sitting tied with actually GC Racing right there. But if you look over the overall point standings, there's only a 6-point gap from where the Pothole Heroes are sitting there. And what would that be? 7th place. So 7th place all the way to 3rd place is a 6-point gap. And that's it. So pretty much it's all a wash, and whoever beats it stays in front of each other will get on that 3rd place spot in the podium there. Right now, leading the way, Monster's got a solid lead with 203 points. DeFalco's second with 184 points. And there's a 40-point drop after that.
Because Potholes had a nice improvement from Wednesday to Friday. And you got a crew chief by the name of Gary Stray. And Johnny and Gary have teamed up to spoil things for other people on the last day of Key West in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them do something again. What do you think, Todd?
Yeah, I mean, you always got to count those guys in, and
not taking anything from the guys who have won the races.
I mean, that's the one thing that kind of stands out here is, I mean, at the top of the grid are some very experienced men, just like John Tomlinson. So it will make it interesting. There's no doubt about it. I mean, think about spoilers in 222 Offshore, Mobile X.
Mobile X, yeah.
Well, we were talking about that. If they can come off and win this one here today, and they get somebody to come in 2nd place with them, they're right there with it. They have they're well in the podium chase right there. Yes, they're sitting 4th right now, but 1st place and then somebody else with them besides Monster, DeFalco, and they're right there moving up the podium quickly, very fast.
So Mobile X followed by Pothole Heroes could create a lot of mayhem.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
points.
Oh, yeah. GC Racing is way down. GC Racing and Pothole Heroes down at the bottom of the standings right there, tied for 6th right now. So they go 1-2, which is very plausible. That jumps everything on its head, because then, you're pushing the rest of the teams down. And in order for them to move all the way to the top, Pothole or GC, they need Monster and DeFalco to have a little more gap there. You need them to finish 4th and 5th respectively, DeFalco and Monster. But outside of that, so you go 1-2 and potentially a Mobile X 3rd, then you got a different world champion than what we thought here coming into today.
I just like to see a good race all the way around. I don't want to see a runaway. You know?
But I mean, I've seen it here a dozen times, if not more. The winning Sunday was the one thing that you could take home with you. So I mean, you win the last race, people remember, they won that race on Sunday. They didn't win the world championship. But
right.
Well, you know that those teams that you just mentioned, Pothole Heroes, the 222 Offshore Mobile X team, GC Racing, they'd love to win first.
We're about to find out. And I think they did away with the green buoys, and they're back to a green flag in the pace boat.
Green flag start right now, pretty warm in the low to mid 80s. There are some showers just off Key West that are moving across and could come onto the course or into the harbor at some point over the next hour or so. So here comes your Pro Class 1 teams. We are ready to have a start. Race number 6 of the
green flag.
Yeah, the race is on here at the 44th Annual Key West World Championships. Pro Class 1 racing underway. And with the quickest start, WHM, but then
look at DeFalco.
DeFalco just gets the props churning.
Yep, look at the rooster tail drop.
And heading out towards turn number 1. 10 laps today for Pro Class 1 on the 4.48 mile course off of Key West Harbor. 38 to 47 foot canopy cats with the twin Mercury Racing 1100 comp QC4V quad cam 4-valve turbocharged engines.
Yeah, we'll have to watch and see if any of the weather down at turn 1 comes into play at all.
Right now, we told you the outgoing tide for the next 3 hours. It's looking, just like it's beginning its churn out. See if it creates any type of conditions on the way back into the harbor. Super V's round up behind these Pro Class 1 boats and get moving. Looking at the boats in the middle of the grid here right now.
XINSURANCE South on the inside, GC Racing on the outside. That's Mobile X, and it looks like X North. And here's the Super V's going out of the harbor, and Knucklehead has jumped out to an early lead.
Looking inside the cockpit in the corner there of XINSURANCE North. And here comes our leaders in Pro Class 1 after lap number 1. This is the middle of the grid, passing Ford Zachary Taylor. Our leaders will be coming by the start-finish line here, and it's DeFalco.
Monster
in second.
GC.
Mobile X in fourth.
Whoa, Mobile's right there.
Pothole Heroes, and then XINSURANCE North, WHM. So DeFalco with the lead.
I think the South went ahead there. South was ahead of Potholes. He was just on the very far side over there.
Yeah.
So Potholes is actually 6th. North is 7th. WHM is 8th. But definitely I saw him on the screen there.
So South was 5th?
South was 5th on the far side of all that spray.
Thank you.
Watching the boats in the 3-pin harbor turn.
And Monster Energy needs to go catch him. That puts DeFalco in the lead for the World Championship by 2 points right now.
Well, they have something to prove that they want to defend what they won last year at DeFalco.
So DeFalco being trailed by Monster Energy.
And GC Racing up to 3rd, and Pothole Heroes is trying to make a run on Mobile X. So that was speed that Pothole Heroes did not have on Wednesday. They got caught in rooster tails. They had an engine full of salt crystals, an engine compartment. But here comes the Super V leaders.
Knuckleheads.
Good gosh.
Hancock second.
7 seconds off.
And the
leader.
Cortez, oh man.
Cortez Cove is already pulling off.
DSK comes through.
Dart is 3rd.
But he's down to 3rd because Cortez pulled off, you're right.
Here's DSK in 4th.
In 4th, pardon me.
And Twisted is a scratch, so let's see if DSK plays the attrition game again.
DSK, a boat that was...
Points-wise, they could already be on the podium because Cortez Cove was ahead of them.
Cortez Cove drops all the way down to there. They
running in second. Boats out on their first of 9 laps here today. We look at DSK and Outer Limits Hall. DeFalco comes through off screen. 2-minute 25-second lap, 115.53 miles an hour. Monster in second.
GC up to 3rd. Mobile X 4th.
Potholes 5th.
Potholes 5th. X South is 6th. 7th is X North. And WHM is in 8th.
All 8 starting boats running on the grid.
And right now, GC South would be on the podium in 3rd place overall, 10 points ahead of Mobile X. And DeFalco is your leader in point standings right now by 2 points ahead of Monster.
Mike Falco driving a great race.
Monster 7 seconds off the leader coming out of the harbor.
The DSK is, if Cortez, and I don't see them back up. Yeah, they're down, the hatch is open. So that would open the door for DSK to get on the podium for the week in 3rd place.
How about that? A vessel that was recently found in France collecting dust in a barn for 15 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first multi-step bottom, and they actually pulled a plug for the 40 off of that boat.
Cockpit had to be cut apart and specifically modified and enlarged to fit 6'4" Mike Howe and 6'4" Tim Litton.
Yeah, they said in their promo video it had to be enlarged for 2 Neanderthals. And that's their wording, not mine.
The
So.
Howe and the popular how-to videos on YouTube.
Let's see now where...
Look at our
here
leader
comes,
in
Knucklehead.
11 seconds now over the Farnsworth team. Yeah, the team of Ed Smith and Jay Woltman of the 40-foot fountain with Sterling Engines. Knuckleheads in the lead.
Dart just came by off camera in third. And here's DeFalco again.
2-minute 25-second lap, 115.76 miles an hour. Monster still
I've got
in
about a
chase.
7-second interval to second place for Class 1.
Continuing to hold there.
I have to actually make a correction there on the standings.
GC in third.
DSK coming
the
by.
Dart being in fourth is holding DSK off the podium.
Okay.
Mobile X running back in fourth.
Pothole fifth. X South sixth. X North seventh.
A lot of racing still left.
Yeah, we're only on 3 of 10.
Our Marine Technologies Hall.
And you can see the haze really building now too in this humidity.
The XINSURANCE South team had a rudder fall off on Wednesday.
Yep.
Broke the studs of 180,000 tensile strength. Dropped it into the water off of Key West.
I talked to Bill Pyburn after their win on Friday, and I said, "Do you think about the rudder?" I was like, "Nah, I don't worry about rudders. I'm on the throttles."
Watching our boats leaving Key West Harbor. A flat course here in Key West.
I mean, I can't imagine that Britt Lilly didn't maybe have a little in the back of his mind, for the first lap or two. But you also have to count on your team making the repair and doing it right. And
still not much action moving out of the harbor with the tide at this point causing any type of condition that gets the boats moving action out of the water. Knuckleheads back through.
that's 3 of 5 for them. They're only running 5 in Super V.
Win for them can secure the world championship. Back to our leader, DeFalco. 2.5 minute lap, 111.96 miles an hour.
Monster cut into that interval by a couple of seconds, so that might be the traffic with dealing with the Super Vs.
As we watch Knuckleheads, Woltman and Smith come through in the harbor turn. GC Racing continues to hold third and 222 fourth. There's your third place Super V, the Dart team. Ed Went, Bill McComb. 39-foot skater, Dart engines. Watch Mobile X, Darren Nicholson, Giovanni Carpatella in the turn.
I actually think it's a good move for the Pro Class 1 finish to have the Super Vs done after 5 laps, because then they'll still have 3 or so laps where the course is theirs. So Pro Class 1 won't be decided by anything like traffic or wash or anything like that.
Overhead and in the cockpit of X-Insurance South. Britt Lilly on the wheel, Bill Pyburn on the throttles after their Supercat World Championship earlier today. 47-foot victory with the 1100 turbocharged Mercury Racing engines. TJ Rand and Bobby Adams, a big team, helped work on this boat.
Boxo is one of their sponsors. They are a tool company that you see on the stern of the boat there.
Sean and Neil working on technology along with Anthony. Amazing team with great results this year at the end of the race season. Chicago, Michigan City, and X-Insurance South.
And here's X-Insurance North. JJ Turk, Nick Buis. 2 years ago, JJ Turk was driving an open cockpit Phantom.
DeFalco
There's
through.
DeFalco.
2 minutes, 24 seconds. They kicked it up again, about a
Yeah.
116-mile-an-hour lap.
Yeah, I missed the interval on that one, but it's opened up. Flag lap for Knucklehead.
2-point lead for DeFalco in the World Championship chase over Monster. And GC is sitting third on the podium right now.
Mobile X fourth. Pothole Heroes is trying to get a charge at him. Team Farnsworth holding second in B.
Not making the power that they were on Wednesday.
Nope. But everyone's still running, knock on wood.
Well, Cortez Cove has pulled off one
yeah,
boat, but you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what? They're still in podium position right now. As I went back and looked at it again, Dart being ahead of DSK keeps Cortez Cove on the podium in third place overall. So Cortez Cove sitting in there, the biggest fans of Dart right now, saying, come on, hold on right now for us.
There's X-Insurance South going around Farnsworth Claims.
And there they are, they're holding third.
Bill McComb, longtime veteran. He's been doing this a while. But here's X-Insurance North trying to make a run on X-Insurance South coming out of the harbor. I guess no team rules here. X-Insurance North is making a pull.
Turn 2, WHM is down in turn 2. So as they come towards Fort Zach down there, there will be a
They're
caution.
probably just flying a yellow flag.
Yeah.
Yep. And here we have the two in-cockpit videos of the two boats that are running side by side right now. The Falco still leading.
2 minute, 25-second lap, 116.14 miles an hour. And right on point all race long.
Wow.
13-second lead there.
Yeah,
So
13, 14 seconds. Yeah. You said 116, Todd?
Yes, sir.
And DeFalco holding it by 2-point difference right now in the overall standings.
Dart is slowing. Coming out of the...
That's good news for DSK, bad news for Cortez.
DSK, who just came into the harbor, could get around them.
It's one lap to go, too.
And there went
That should be
Knuckleheads.
Knucklehead for the checkered flag.
Knuckleheads just took the checkered flag.
That should be
so-
Knucklehead for the checkered flag and the World Championship in the Super V.
Ed Smith and Jay Woltman with a big day today. Sterling Engines win again in Key
And
West.
the South got
X-South.
North got around South.
Yep, X-North got around South. All right, let's see what's going to happen here with the Super V. And then we'll have 2 laps no, more than 2 laps to go for the Pro Class 1 championship. Farnsworth, second place.
Second place overall in the World Championship standing as well for
just
Farnsworth.
off the screen as we're looking at XINSURANCE South going through Key West Harbor Turn. Another great day of racing. 98 boats to Key West for the World Championship, record number over the last 20 plus years. As we look at DSK, who, if they get around Dart, could find themselves on the podium here in Key West. The DSK team, the 39 outer limits. Timothy Linden, Mike Howe, with Sterling engines as well. I think they're building a new boat for next year. The Kraken.
Cortez is sitting at 311 points right now. DSK 307, but could get to 324 if they can get around Dart.
Yeah.
Here's DeFalco.
So DeFalco. Seconds, but it's a luxury cat that they're building. The Kraken 55 Super Coupe. Monster still in chase.
Closed it just a bit there.
So 3 laps left for the Pro Class 1 teams.
Yep.
Overhead, the XINSURANCE Helicam, XINSURANCE North. What a year. JJ Turk and Nick Buis came on. There's GC Racing just moving off screen. They're running in third. Mobile X.
Waiting for either the DSK or the Dart to come around to figure out who's the last person, last team on that podium for the Super V.
XINSURANCE North, again with a nice season, a former World Championship boat for Abu Dhabi. With a couple of guys moved their way up through the ranks through the last few years. Nick Buis, who had
and there's Dart limping its way through, which was Cortez gets on the podium because Dart was able to limp its way through. Cortez, that went out early, still finds their way third place in the Super V.
So second is Farnsworth and Super
Farnsworth
V.
second overall in the podium chase. Your world champions of Team Knucklehead, but DSK just did not, just less than 15 seconds back from catching them and getting onto the podium. Instead, Cortez Cove, who had a great week on Wednesday and Friday, tough day today, is on the podium, third place from the Super V.
Yeah, that happened off the lights. You can see some showers, as we mentioned. They were moving just to the south of Key West, moving to the east, just off of the course. Hopefully they don't make it onto the course, but that just happened off the live stream as Dart limped across the line maybe 50 yards in front of DSK, which prevented them from getting onto the podium. But a nice showing for the outer limits. Again, 2 minutes, 24 seconds. They've got it dialed in. Billy Moore and Mike Falco in Key West, 116 mile an hour laps, here to defend their RWO World Championship.
2 laps to go.
Monster Energy just coming off the screen through in second. XINSURANCE South, nice rookie campaign for them in Pro Class 1 this year.
Yep.
An old Spirit of Qatar boat bought from the Sheikh and Steve Curtis. Made a new tunnel tab for it in the time between Clearwater and Key West. GC Racing through in third. 222 Australia, Mobile X in fourth. Pothole Heroes, they did have a nice day today.
Yep.
Tomlinson and Carlos de Casada.
Boat looks more competitive.
Of Allegra Motorsports.
If Pothole Heroes can make the move these last 2 laps, they can still get on the podium. It's not over for them.
XINSURANCE North in fourth.
But they got to make the move all the way up to third to get on there.
So only Pro Class 1 boats out on the course right now.
I think it was a good call to cut the Super Vs down to 5 and let the Pro Class 1s decide it among themselves. Didn't have to worry about traffic in the harbor or anything like that.
GC Racing on the left, Mobile X 222 on the right. Now focusing in on number 11, X-Insurance North through the turn. 2 laps to go. DeFalco, Monster Energy, GC Racing at the top of the grid. Monster 23 seconds behind, according to official scoring. GC Racing almost a minute back of DeFalco, who have not had a hiccup here today.
And because of the weather that's sitting out there, they're going to be pushing the super stocks out right after this race is over, the last 2 laps, and they're going to be pushing right on to try to beat this weather.
So DeFalco coming back in. We're right on schedule.
White flag lap.
Fastest lap of the day, 117.44 for DeFalco.
Leave nothing to chance.
We look at X-Insurance South, out on lap number 9 still.
Yep. Not where they were hoping to be with one to go.
And Monster Energy coming through. They're well off the pace now. 29 seconds behind DeFalco.
But comfortably on the podium, the second spot.
Second spot, yeah, comfortably on the second spot.
The most, very much consistent this week.
If GC Racing holds its position, that's a first-year Class 1 program getting on a podium in the World Championships.
Correct, and that's it.
So back at
Mobile sitting on him.
Chasing GC, Mobile X.
And Potholes could, like I said, Potholes could easily move into that 3rd place spot and get past the 2 if he could. He's on them. So one of those 3 boats, whoever finishes at the first, ahead of that chase for 3rd, will get that final spot. They're that close in points right now.
Well, X-Insurance North continues to hold on to 4th spot. You look overhead from the X-Insurance Helicam.
X-Insurance North is 6th and South is 7th.
Well, our leaders out for their final lap, and we're going to find out who the world champion is here in the next minute and a half. But if DeFalco holds on, it's a vindication for their world championship last year, which Mobile X 222 Offshore led every lap except the last one.
Yeah,
last
and then their
year.
escape hatch blew out.
Yeah, but who was in their hip pocket always?
DeFalco.
Billy Moore and Mike Falco. And they wanted to come to Key West and show their speed, and they've done that here today.
Yeah, this has been a convincing one for sure.
Here comes your winner today in Pro Class 1, Mike Falco, Billy Moore. They should be coming across right at the moment, and there they are.
Champs.
Let it up a little bit to about 6 seconds longer on that lap, but your winner is DeFalco here today.
Overall world champs as well, by 2 points over the Monster MCON.
What a great week for Tyler Miller and Myra Coyle, a first and 2 seconds. But the double points of the final race day gives the championship to DeFalco.
And Tyler is always gracious. On Friday, he said, I had a second place boat today. And that's what.
So Monster Energy takes second. They were the overall world champion last year.
And here comes the battle for 3rd.
Spent a weekend getting their ribbons and trophies in Monaco. Here comes GC Racing. They'll take 3rd. And 222 Offshore Mobile X. 2 years ago, the RWO Class 1 world champion. And they finished 4th today. And we can't thank Darren Nicholson and Giovanni Carpatella enough for coming.
X-Insurance wins the battle of the insurance boats. But Tyler Miller has a new boat on the way.
So with GC finishing in 3rd, what's that do for the podium?
They're on the podium. Yeah, they got 3rd place on the podium.
So the 3-day point championship unofficial winners, DeFalco, Monster Energy, GC Racing, onto the podium at tonight's Coffee Butler Amphitheater, and that's the way they finished today.
Yeah, I mean, you coming into the day, there was a 9-point gap between, like I said, from 2nd to 7th. So really, whoever battled each other out here today was going to get into that 3rd spot on the podium, and sure enough, that's what we saw in the end. Great racing, though. Pothole Heroes kept it close all the way through it, and they could have moved around that Troop 222 or that GC. They would have been on the podium themselves. Instead, it's GC that holds that spot. Great race for them, and congratulations for a 3rd place World Championship finish.
Yeah, DeFalco with the fastest lap of the day at 117.11. I mean, that means that at the highest points of the course, they were touching at least 140 miles an hour.
And you look at the, in most of the classes, even down to the brackets, the winners weren't surprises.
No, you're right.
Dirt legal, rum runners, and then up, factory stock even. Pro Class 1, Super Cat.
I mean, the boat floaters finished back deep, but they even held their way to a World Championship despite a 4th place finish today. So you're right. The ones that were the teams that are the veteran squads came out here this year.
But even the individual winners, Speed Marine, did so in convincing fashion.
Yeah, they were in a great spot today, and they got themselves on the podium because of that.
So just think about, as more of these newer hulls get built in all these classes, the level of competition is just going to continue to evolve.
Yes. This sunny afternoon, getting a little bit of shade as we see some super stock boats coming out.
Yeah, they're getting them right out.
Don't forget the awards tonight at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater. 6 to 8 o'clock, we'll be giving away the Conch Republic Championship trophies at first. So everybody that wins a podium today, or today's race only, will be announced first, and then we'll give the 3-day championships.
I mean, the fact that they're getting the super stocks out here at 240.
Well, again, this weather, they're worried about the weather right now, and what that's doing sitting there kind of off the southwest coast there that you've been looking at all day. And it's kind of swarming if you look behind us back towards the east. There's kind of swarming behind us that way too. So yeah, they want to get this one out.
Yep. Got 7 laps to run. And then that'll wrap the weekend.
Yeah, looking at radar, and those storms are just to the southeast of Key West, and they're not super large, but they could creep across the course at any time.
Yeah, and then if nothing else, you're dealing with visibility issues for these guys. In these enclosed cockpits, they do not have windshield wipers. They Rain-X them, but you're pretty much at the mercy of how quickly it clears your windshield when you're running at 100 and whatever miles an hour in these boats.
Right now, winds are out of the south, but they're just at a trickle under 5 miles an hour. Again, the tide is moving out for the next 2 hours. So, I mean, it really means that it's going to speed up. That's another reason why to get this race going.
Yep.
Because the last half hour of tide's just going to rip pretty good, because it's going out in just a 4-hour span. So, as you saw earlier, Knucklehead's winning in Super V, DeFalco today in Pro Class 1.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to Ed Smith, the guy who is basically, how many years has he single-handedly kept that class in our minds just by running at races by himself?
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And then when Farnsworth bought the fountain from the estate of Bill Mazzoni, paid tribute by keeping the color scheme, but that brought another boat in. And then, Cortez Cove, Rob and Kirk have been working on that boat for, 2 years? And they've had their mechanical gremlins, and then this year they started having some good finishes and almost beat Knuckleheads the other day at the end of the race. So they're going to show some promise for next year. And this class, I'm really hoping for a resurgence.
And kudos to the DSK team for coming out. And I know that I know Mike Cowell's been a big fan of Key West and done a bunch of videos around the poker run. They have 1.3 million subscribers on their YouTube channel.
He set a record from Maine to Miami in his MTI cat, running through the night. And he's on the video just saying, oh, when's the sun coming up? When's the sun coming up? And
Yeah.
because he's trying to run, a record, so he's trying to run fast. But that takes some brass ones doing that in the dark.
Yeah, what a fascinating story, too, about finding that in a barn.
Yeah.
Where it had been for over 15 years in France, so.
I can't imagine the logistics of getting it through customs just to get it back over here.
Yeah, well, maybe learn something from Manatee Marine, because they're always getting
Yes,
boats
they
over
are.
from Dubai. Yeah, no doubt. There you see Ray Marine, your leader in the point standings in super stock.
Yep.
The final boats out on the grid, they started with 14 boats down to 12 after 2 accidents this year, and we want to give our best wishes out to Drink Gilo, Dale McEachern from Morrow Station, Canada, and his partner from Southwest Florida, Austin Blocker, who had an accident earlier this week, had to retire. I know they were real excited about running here in Key West, as well as the Michaelized team with Pete Rivero that went over in Key West Harbor with Ricardo Maldonado, and that we appreciate you both coming to Key West and being part of the Super Stock Series, who have their own swag here in Key West. Coco's Monkey still probably has a few of those left, some cool hats. You can wear some cool swag from Coco's Monkey Island Apparel, who's out here in the Truman Mole Vendor Village, which is presented by Mount Sinai Medical Center. Super Stock Racing coming up, the 32-foot canopy catamarans, the lightest class boats with the twin 300R Mercury racing engines. The final look you'll have at the 20-inch midsections before the Offshore Series races next year with Mercury.
Lane 8, Team Allen Lawn Care. Randy Keys, driver Billy Allen on the throttles. Lane 9, Digging Deep. Billy Moore jumping out of the DeFalco boat, jumping into the Digging Deep boat to throttle with Andy Miller, who's driving. Lane 10, Chris Hopgood, Jay Muller, Celsius. Lane 11, Say Less, Chad Rudsill, Rusty Williams. And lane 12, XINSURANCE Moxie Racing with the driver David Whalen and the throttles Greg Reichman. So it's going to be a busy one.
These are the lightest national class boats, catamarans. They weigh about 4,300 pounds. They add about 400, 500 pounds of weight, depending on how much they've got in terms of cockpit with the guys in the cockpit. They have to weigh 4,900 pounds coming out of the water. Tunnels are 63 inches. They've gone to the 300R engines, which has been a tremendous success. 300Rs with linear power through the RPM bands. They've got a bigger gear case and larger plus to the super stock teams, and going
they're getting them going right now.
Yeah,
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, and going to a 15-inch midsection next year is going to make them even more nimble, I would imagine, Eric.
Oh yeah, you get that center of gravity on the stern down 5 inches. That's going to make a world of difference in the handling.
Yeah, and the open exhaust, they say they're going to sound real loud. That's the one thing, they kind of buzz right now, but that's going to change next year when you get 15 of them out on the grid. And they're up and ready to get racing Final race of the day. These are super stock race teams to determine the 44th annual Race World Offshore World Championship.
I'm watching the pace boat off the screen so we can see when the green goes up. Green right now.
The race is on in super stock.
And there goes Ray Marine.
Ray Marine in the number 1 slot. They're your favorite to win the World Championship. Cole Leibel and Gary Ballou. Looking at Coco's Monkey with AJ and Pete Bogino, that boat with the Porte running surface.
GL Construction Lane 3.
Yeah, and there
32 Doug Wright, and there goes Sean Torrente in the STR Team Nautical Ventures.
Team Nautical Ventures, Coco's Monkey, GL Construction. Enough said, they're all in the hunt to get on the podium along with Ray Marine here.
And it would be not. Now, Enough Said was the one that Michael Eyes hit before it went over.
So
they had to make some repairs.
They changed that camera angle. Of course, they'll split the grid up into 6, I believe, 6 and 7.
Yeah, they have or 6 and 6.
6 and 6.
They have a commitment buoy, basically. 6 have to pass on the left side of it. 6, there it is right there, the yellow buoy. The boats on the outside of that have to stay on the outside of it through the first turn.
You can see that shower that's just there off the course.
Yep.
And they're hoping to get this race on before that moves into the area. So Ray Marine, you can see them leading on the left of the screen. We've got 7 laps on this 4.48 mile course to determine the world champion here in Key West in 2025. 32-foot victory hole, Ray Marine. Looks like they got one challenger close.
Probably, if I had to guess, Nautical Ventures.
Team Nautical
Because
Ventures.
they were the ones moving up.
Team Nautical Ventures finished first on Wednesday, second on Friday, but then had missed a buoy, so they fell back.
Right.
Otherwise, this would be a battle between 2 boats for the World Championship.
Yeah, because right now, if Coco's Monkey can get in the mix to get on the podium.
Well, they're sitting second right now, but yeah, they need Ray Marine can finish, like I said, third, fourth. If they finish third or better, Ray Marine, no matter what, is your world champion.
Here comes Ray Marine, end of lap number 1. There they are, and Team Nautical Ventures
second.
Coco's Monkey in third. Enough Said, Lewis Martins and Nick Impression fourth.
Fifth.
Demon Bikini, Wozencraft,
6.
Allen, Lawn Care, and GL Construction, followed by Celsius and Say Less. Then it's the XINSURANCE Moxie Racing Team. So Coco's Monkey in third. They finished on the world podium in the top 3 the last 2 years, looking to make it 3 in a row.
I talked to AJ about that, and I said, what is it about Key West? He said, I like a more technical course. So that's a driver talking right there.
You know, and talking to the drivers, it's like...
I think Torrente got around Ray Marine in the harbor. He did. Torrente is coming up on the outside, coming out of the Key West Harbor, and so did Coco's. Look, Ray Marine
is
slowed?
not on pace at all.
Yeah,
Doesn't
they're
seem
off
like
pace
at all.
because Nuff Said's going around them too.
Right. And that opens the door right there. 14 teams, or 12 teams, that opens the door majorly right there.
So Ray Marine has given away 3, and now 4 or potentially 5 boats can go around them.
Wozencraft is going by, so I can't tell who that is. Is that Say Less outside of Wozencraft? I see the red canopy.
I mean, everybody's going by right now. Ray
GL
Marine's
Construction.
They're just a spectator right now is all they are.
Yep.
Watching everybody just go right on by.
That's not how you want it decided, though. I know it's part of it, but...
So Ray Marine's falling back, and that changes things up quite a bit.
Yep. We'll have to see how it's shaken out.
And especially...
Well, I mean, that opens the door for everybody to have a shot at the World Championship right now and see who gets it ahead of here.
So Team Nautical Ventures surely is trying to make their way to the front and stay there. That missed buoy on Friday could loom large for them.
Yeah, you know what? Looking at point-wise, if they can get a hold of the lead right now, and there's nobody else that can touch them besides Ray Marine. If Ray Marine falls back to 7th place here, 6th place, 5th place even, which it seems they are, Nautical Ventures is in the lead to get the World Championship here.
What about Coco's being in second?
Coco's would be 3 points back. It'd be 361 to 364.
Coco's Monkey in chase of Team Nautical Ventures right now, who's your new leader.
But imagine if Cocos gets around Nautical and wins in Key West.
Yeah, Raymarine had the lead at the end of lap number 1, which is a 3/4 lap, but the Raymarine lost power in the harbor turn and is falling back. Looks like don't see them yet in the top 5. Wozencraft battling with Team Demon McKinney for a 3rd or 4th place spot. GL Construction's also up there, part of.
Yeah, Enough Said is up there too.
Yeah,
so.
I think they're in front of Wozencraft. So this is for 5th and 6th, and we're watching
Torrente, Nautical Ventures first, Cocos second, Enough Said third.
Yeah.
Go Nick.
Team
Wozencraft fourth, Demon fifth,
GL 6.
GL sixth,
Digging Deep 7, Allen 8.
8, Allen 7th, 8th.
Team Nautical Ventures with the lead.
Celsius 9.
Coco's Monkey trailing. Enough Said running in 3rd.
Moxie 11th.
Have not
And
seen.
Ray Marine is just completely, wow, what a disappointment there for them.
Have not seen them come back through the harbor. We
Nope.
see Team Demon McKinney. I believe GL Construction is still up in there, or is that?
That's digging deep there.
Digging Deep was sitting about 7th when we had him coming through.
It might. I mean,
There's GL Construction behind Team Demon McKinney.
as good
There's
as
Ray Marine there, still
Yep.
working his way through right now.
as good as Billy Moore
Nope,
is,
they're
it must
going-
take a little to get out of a Class
they're
1
going
boat.
in.
Ray Marine is
Wow.
going to the cranes into a fantastic season for Cole Leibel and Gary Ballou.
That opens the door for everybody right now.
And
I
here's
mean,
GL Construction trying to go past Demon Bikini on the inside.
Team Bermuda's GL Construction battling Team Demon McKinney, Leanna Shadlow, and Chad Havens.
This is great footage for wherever this is coming from.
Of X-Insurance Helicam, David Sully and Stephen Bridges.
Yep.
And GL Construction nose ahead heading out to turn number 1.
they had technical issues on the Ray Marine that took him down.
As you can see, we have a squall out there that's developed. Hopefully it's staying just off the race course. We watch this battle between 2 dug right holes.
Yep, Demon Bikini has slowly but surely gotten better through the season. Same with GL. They've had a good year. Upper half of the pack for most of the races that they've competed in. And they're trying to chase down their countrymen there, and Enough Said.
Team Bermuda looking strong for a possible podium finish here in Key West over the 3 days.
Yeah, the Enough Said would be on the podium right now in 3rd place. Coco's Monkey sitting 2nd still with the overall point standing, and Nautical Ventures by 3 points ahead of Coco's Monkey right now.
Here come your leaders back into the harbor, end of lap number 3 of 7. Super Stock World Championships here in Key West. Team Nautical Ventures turns that lap 91.91 miles an hour, 3 minute and 3 second turn. Coco's Monkey in 2nd, Enough Said in 3rd.
That's how they would finish on the podium right now. Is
Wozencraft 4th. GL 5th.
GL making Demons down to 6th. They made a move there.
Digging Deep 7th.
Allen right behind them.
Allen is 8th.
So Enough Said, Nick and Pressure jumping into that boat with Lewis Martins. We watch the STR 32 from Sean Torrente Racing.
Matt Jaminski putting that thing through the turn with Torrente throttling. Now let's see if AJ Bogino can try to make up some time on. But I don't think so. That's stretched out pretty good.
We watch Say Less and X-Insurance Moxie Racing cruise through. Again, fantastic X-Insurance sports shot from the harbor turn. Watch Irish Kevin's go over early there today in Mod V.
Thing is Enough Said making a move on Coco's.
That would
So-
change that standings right there. They're within 3 points and coming in today in the point standings. So they're
Moxie.
pretty much whoever finishes ahead of each other finishes ahead of the overall standings.
Moxie on the inside of
Say less.
At the digging deep, taking on. There's your Nautical Ventures. You're in control.
Sean Torrente has worked so hard on this boat.
Yep.
And they have got that thing running with speed and turning. Turning was really the big issue with it.
Yeah, they
And
said it was fast from day one.
That's
but
right.
Getting it around the course was another story. So he's kind of put a little bit of everything that he's worked with into that bottom to make it turn.
Redemption. And they worked so hard on that 31 MTI boat and split it in half. And
Yep.
but they were so confident that this is where the future was for Sean Torrente Racing. They raced that boat to put the other to the side, brought it here to Key West, and have been developing it since. And it has come forward Herculean leaps in super stock racing, and now a dominant boat.
Yeah, I mean,
contended with moving into the future, and may win the world championship if they can hold on here today.
Yeah, I talked to him in the week leading up to coming down here. He said it's the first time in 3 years I felt good about the boat coming in. But there could, if he wins this world championship, his phone's probably going to ring for someone else to build him one.
And here they come through again. Team Nautical Ventures, Torrente Jamensky will get a split on second and third, because he's in command. 3 minute, 2 second lap, 92.24 miles an hour. Average speed. Second and third, Coco's Monkey, and enough said seems to be challenging for them.
Yep.
Might make a move on them in the turn here. See how Coco's Monkey defends.
Yeah, if we could stay on this going into the turn or catch him coming out the other side.
And we're watching Wozencraft and GL Construction come through in fourth and fifth.
Digging deep up to sixth.
Yep. Team McKee 7th. Team Allen 8th.
All right, let's see here. This is enough set on the outside. Coco's on the inside.
Coco's was able to maintain their line. Boat turns very well with that Porte running surface. We'll go overhead with the XINSURANCE Helicam.
And we've said so often, AJ is a heck of a dirt car driver. And it comes through when he's driving an offshore boat as well. And we're watching them off camera. Here they are on camera coming out of the turn.
This is where Enough Said is trying to make some speed.
Going out to turn one.
Coco's Monkey responds. And
there goes.
Looks like Enough Said's going to go by them here.
Yeah.
They're not giving way yet.
Coco's still got the inside there, so we'll see if he can hold them.
So battle for second right now between Coco's Monkey and the Enough Said Team Bermuda team.
For the daily and the world.
All right, Debbie Impression, Nick's mom, take some deep breaths. We still got a few laps to go.
2 more laps after the conclusion of lap number 5. Team Nautical Ventures in command.
Looks like Enough Said has moved around him and is pulling away. Here's the Moxie, XINSURANCE. Greg Reichman, Lake Havasu City. David Whalen, I believe, out of Texas.
So all these boats look like they're ready for the podium. They just want to, they're staying stuck to the water. The tide not really moving yet. So they've got the course settled. They'll watch for any change in the water there as they come back into the harbor in front of Fort Zachary Taylor. But
yeah, well,
the boats
we were watching this. Torrente is still out front.
Oh yeah, yeah. Does look like Enough Said has moved into second.
And now they'll take the tighter line around the course.
And Torrente turns the lap 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Again, 92 miles an hour. That's the fastest lap. Enough Said has taken over second. Coco's Monkey to third.
9-second interval between first and second.
Coco's still on the podium, despite that pass by Enough Said. Next closest team would be the other Team Bermuda squad, the GL.
We watch.
Which is sitting fifth right there in the rooster tail.
Jaminski make the turn with Torrente on throttles. Entry exit speed.
Okay, Team Allen just moved up 2 spots. They're in 6th. 7th is Digging Deep. 8th is Demon Bikini. Maybe Billy Moore just needed a lap or two to realize he was in a boat half the size. Getting out of a Pro Class 1 boat and getting in a super stock.
Looking at your number 2 boat in the middle of the screen.
Enough Said.
Yep. From Team Bermuda. They went over in Daytona earlier this year. Brought Nick Imprescia into the cockpit for the World Championship of Sean Torrente Racing.
And
that's Sean said not an employee and a partner.
Yep. Colleague.
A colleague and partner.
And that boat is now managed at Grant's Signature Racing. Both Team Bermuda boats are. So that's where they went over and tested and probably consulted with Grant.
Out on their penultimate lap of the day, which will wrap up the 44th annual Key West World Championships. As we look at GL Construction of Team Bermuda battling Wozencraft.
Yeah, trying to make a move there.
Flying that nose is Bridges and Sully. Trying to catch some speed. Very tough to get around Julia Maldonado of Manatee Marine. Jeremy Sheeta with a great rookie season there in that victory. Battling the Doug Wright.
Yeah, the GL Construction boat had a good run in Michigan City. I remember that.
Talked to Stephen Bridges, and they're really going to put a lot of work into the team next year. They're really looking to build on it, and their teammate Enough Said is about real close to having a great day for Team Bermuda here.
Yeah, I'm not sure who this is that we're looking at in the haze.
Somebody's creeping on the outside there. I can't really tell. You're right.
Well, that's Enough Said and Coco's. There's your lead boat.
Yep.
Team Nautical Ventures, Jean Torrente's STR 32 with his driver Matt Jaminski. 1 lap left to go. Continue to hold a 92-mile-an-hour speed, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Enough Said, 5 seconds behind.
Looking good despite taking that knock the other day.
And Coco's Monkey in third, looking to have their 3rd consecutive podium finish here at the Key West Worlds. The boat just finished as well. Wozencraft running in 4th as we watch the Nautical Ventures team turn for the final time in Key West Harbor.
Allen up to 5th there.
Yep, Billy Allen's on the move. Digging Deep, 7th. Demon 8th.
Great turnaround year for Leanna Shadlow and Chad Havens. There's Celsius, Jay Muller, Chris Hopgood. Wozencraft turning in the harbor. Again, nice rookie season for the Sheeta Racing team. Welcome Digging Deep to Offshore Racing this season. Digging Deep with Andy Miller of upstate New York and the 32 Doug Wright.
The boat has been maintained out of Billy Moore's shop all year. Moore's Performance Power Boats in Grantsville, North Carolina.
Well, the story of the day is Ray Marine came out hot in the early lead, but at the first turn in the harbor, something went awry. We heard it was a technical issue, and they had to retire. And the favorite to win the World Championship will have to work hard again next year, and they have a new 32-foot victory hull that Cole Label and Gary Ballou will campaign, and they'll have to look to win in 2026 here.
That will be rigged at Cole's shop up in Toronto. Big East Performance Marine.
Unfortunately, that's part of racing, and Gary Ballou will be the first person to greet the winner of this World Championship when they get to the dock. We're going to find out who that is here.
Shouldn't be long.
In the next 30 seconds. And whoever your World Championship winner is right there. Little bounce, maybe a little bit more of that incoming tide, but it's at the end of the race.
Yep.
And your winner here today is going to be Team Nautical Ventures and will be your 2025 Key West World Champions, Sean Torrente, Matt Jaminski in the 32-foot STR hull. World champions here today, Team Nautical Ventures.
Enough said, second place.
And second place in the world, enough said. Great run there.
Lewis Martins and Nick Imprescia taking second from Team Bermuda.
Who says he can't get penalized and still win a world championship?
And these guys,
Coco's in third.
They finished third. Love them. AJ and Pete Bogino back to the podium for the third straight year in the 32 Doug Wright with the Forte running surface.
When did Enough Said get penalized?
On Friday.
They got hit.
Well, they got knocked off a buoy. They got knocked back. Not Enough Said. No, I'm talking about Team Nautical Ventures.
Oh,
they got penalized the other day.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Allen comes in sixth. Sorry, Allen comes in fifth. Bermuda GL sixth. Seventh is your Digging Deep. Eighth is Demon Bikini. Yeah, that opened the thing up. You know, you looked at it coming in. You know, Nautical was second, but then they missed that, and they opened the door for Ray Marine to really win this one. It was wide open for them, and in the long run, they get it anyways.
We look at X Insurance Moxie Racing. Welcome to Offshore Racing out of Lake Havasu. So Team Nautical Ventures takes first, second place, Enough Said Team Bermuda. Third place goes to Coco's Monkey. Fourth, Wozencraft out of Manatee Marine Unlimited. Fifth place, Team Allen Lawn Care Landscaping. And Team Bermuda GL Construction for your top six.
I'm going to throw it out there. The highest point scorer of the week of any class, of all the classes, Dirty Money Racing. They collected more points than anybody else of any class. The class was big enough to get it out there. 418 points total for them this week. So great week of running for them.
Well, I think they're the only ones who won all 3 days.
No, there's some other ones. Folks like some of the brackets, Rum Runners won all three. But there again, the classes weren't as big, as much, you know, so you get the extra points per class boat you beat. Thus, they collected all those extra ones having such a big class and have the most points of the week.
So Team Nautical Ventures with the World Championship here today. Ray Marine bows out early with a electrical or technical problem. And Team Nautical Ventures with a big win and impressive finish for Enough Said there in center of the screen out of Team Bermuda. Lewis Martins teaming up with Nick Imprescia, also of STR Powerboats, which Sean Torrente founded and is in Southwest Florida. Coco's Monkey there finishing third, and again on the podium here for the Key West World's third straight year. Team Nautical Ventures.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, this class here, on Friday, Nautical Ventures missed a buoy and was penalized, and Enough Said was, got bounced into, and you come in today going, wow, after the penalty, Nautical Ventures is way down in the standings. Enough Said has a little bit of, damage on their side of their boat, so you're thinking, wow, it's going to be a tough run for both of them to come up and try to finish into the top 1-2. If you had told me at the beginning of the day that that's going to be your 1-2 finishers, I don't know if I would have believed it all the way. So great job for those two guys battling the attrition side of it all and coming out on the other side as your first and second place finishers in the World Championship run.
We're going to keep things live and local here on 97.7 Sports Radio. Still have a lot to do, but we want to thank our X Insurance sports team who will be concluding their coverage here. And special thanks to all of the folks working here on the ground, including Eric Everly and JJ up in our, on our sky camera here next to us, as well as Cameron Turk and Neil Mellis, who worked on the X Insurance Telecam with Rick Lindsay. Special thanks to all of the team out in the broadcast studios out west in Utah with Parker and Jonathan leading that team. Great work once again by X Insurance Sports. You can find these shows, including this one, on their YouTube channel, and they're always putting together amazing media, cool stuff for offshore racing. We absolutely appreciate them being part of the live stream here in Key West. And we'll continue on 97.7 Sports Radio. For those of you listening locally, you can also listen at iHeart or at thezone977.com. But we're going to sign up for coverage from the live streams of the Key West World Championships presented by Race World Offshore. More coverage coming your way here on the Zone 97.7 Sports Radio in a moment from the Porte Products Broadcast Center. Porte Products making the hydraulic lift bracket that sets the standard in the industry. Porte Products. Let us design one for you at porteproducts.com.
Thank you.
So who got the super stock? What's that? Champion stock is super stock. We just did is Nautical Ventures. Second is.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the Porte Performance Broadcast Center. Porte, we build performance into everything. Go to
We're rolling. Yeah, we're good.
Second. Yeah, first, second. You get beat by a fourth, first. Yep.
All right, guys. Pro Class Run race just finished up. How'd you guys finish?
Yeah, we finished second overall behind Tobacco. Hats off to those guys. You know, we just didn't have it for them today. The boat ran flawless. Setup was exactly what we wanted it to be. Just wasn't quite enough. I think total points wise, we ended up missing it by 2.
391 to 389, I think is kind of the number. But leaps and bounds for this team, you know. Struggled all year long coming into Clearwater. Boat got better and better, and then obviously finish first on Wednesday, second on Friday, second today. Man, that's a solid effort. So back again next year and try again. This Monster Energy 06 boat.
Myron, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know, a little disappointed, but it's probably from my lack of math skills that got me a little jacked up. But anyway, yeah, DeFalco, that was the boat to beat this weekend, and we went into a lot of corners behind them. But yeah, first, second. If you'd have told me that early in the week, I'd have probably said, yeah, I'll take that. But anyway.
Second in the world's pretty amazing, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was the race?
Feels great. This is the best event in the world. Can't get better than Key West. RWO does a great job every year. It just feels good to be here with the fleet and win.
World champion, right?
World champion 2025.
Congratulations.
Falco Racing. Thank you. Can't do it without Billy Moore.
You guys made it look easy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Crew is good. Throttle man's good. We're happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, give me the rundown.
Dirt Legal Class 7. We won Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So closed out the World Championship. We got the National Champion and the World Championship. So it's a very, very nice feeling. Last year came in second place. The year before came in, I believe it was third or fourth. So, you know, each year getting better, which is awesome. But finally got that chip, and it couldn't have gone any better for us. So everything worked out just the way it did. Just the way it did, just the way we wanted it.
Sponsors or anything you want to say?
Yeah. Everything worked out just the way we wanted it to. I want to say a big shout out to Velocity Powerboat, Scott McCormick. They built the boat, they set the boat up. The boat is freaking awesome. And then also want to say a big thank you to Dirt Legal as well. They do titling, and they help out a lot with like your side-by-sides, getting them registered, so go check them out. But I want to say thank you to them and appreciate them for letting us be out on the course.
All right, Johnny, how many years have you been racing in Key West?
Been to Key West. My first year was 86, 40 years ago. But my first year here, when I worked in the race engine shop, was probably like 82, 83 when I worked here and was working on engines and stuff. But it's my 40th year boat racing.
You had a pretty busy week. Tell us what happened this week.
Yeah, not what we planned, you know. With the factory stock boat with Caleb, boat's running good, everybody's in the hunt. Just got squeezed a little bit when we got into the back of the rooster tail on Willie's boat. I mean, not his fault at all. He's out front, but we were so close to him, it climbed up the roost, and jackhammer pushed us over a little bit, and we're racing the I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Blew it over. Thankfully, everything's good. The seats, the money that's been invested in MTI's boats for the cockpits and the seats we have, walked away from them unscathed, you know, held us in tight, locked in, and that was awesome because I'm going up in the air. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. You got out of the factory stock boat, and just pretty soon after you climbed in the Pro Class 1 boat, the Pothole Heroes boat. How was that?
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. You know, you just walk it out, you move on, and thankfully no one was hurt. And we're just getting better with this boat. It's coming along. We still got work to do, trying to figure some things progressed through the week. At least in my eyes, we did. Our finished results don't necessarily show that, but what we've done and how we're performing with it. We had a good start, but then we took in some water in the first turn, and you get behind, and it's pretty hard to make up. We were making ground on 222 in Willie's boat, but making ground on them is one thing, getting around them is another in these train courses. But all good.
Well, we appreciate you, Johnny. Coming from a true professional.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you,
Congrats.
Trish. Good to see you. Thanks.
Let me know if my picture breaks up because I'm behind a fire truck.
All right, guys. Fire. Yeah. Go. Congrats, fellas.
They're on me, so we can go right into it with the other guy. Oh, yeah.
Are you going to air it this time? I should sit.
Yeah. Parker, we're live on me still, right?
Thank you. You know what? I'll let you do a great job.
Copy for gold.
They're on us. Good job. Good job. And we got chicken championship. Nick, you did? Yes.
John, we're live.
Fuck
Come
it,
on over,
awesome.
guys.
Go. That's right.
No, Nick. Stay. Stay.
Super Sock World Champions. Tell me how you feel.
On a different world, different planet, I think. Where are we at?
Oh man, I'm just so happy to have this guy standing next to me. You know, when you go through a lot of bull, let's say BS, okay? People quit on you and people say they just want to have fun and go back to winning. Well, I've won my whole life, but it's a lot of friggin' work. And man, I have such a great team behind me. It was so much work. This guy came in, he's a different driver from when we started to right now. He's amazing. And I'm just blessed that we were able to build a boat that's good enough for him to win it. And it's been a lot of work, but STR Powerboats won Key West and Super Sock after one season of development. And we're not done. Nick, my boy, finished second and helped me win it. Come on, come here, Louie. Team Bermuda, enough said. Without him getting second, I couldn't win, so I was rooting for him in the front. I'm like, come on, Nick, get him. All right, first weekend together, this guy is a true professional. Team did an amazing job. They had 99% of the work done already, just 1%. We make it work together. True pro right here. I couldn't do it. Oh, man. This guy's an animal. He's an animal. Thank you, US. Thank you. That's good.